Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the all-new episode of the Anination podcast. We are currently setting up our cameras, setting up everything out here before we get ourselves ready for our big episode today. As you know from our title, it says 2024 Oscars, so that's actually going to be our main topic since we have a lot of things to talk about for that particular subject.
Yeah, because because as we all know, the 2024 Oscars, well, Oscars in general, is a huge ceremony for movies in general.
Yeah, indeed. And it is definitely a huge event. I mean, there was a lot of things that we could talk about, from like things that happened in the Oscars to our wins to that pool that we pretty much picked because, we were thinking that who knows who will get that beer at the end. So, yeah.
And not to mention the presenters they really did help, along with Jimmy Kimmel, make the Oscars very lively.
Yeah, but we'll explain more of that later. But yeah, that's gonna be our main night. Plus, we also do have other things to talk about, including Big City Greens news, big movie trailers, and a lot of other things. So
Bingo,
if
bango.
you guys are in for a good night tonight, until then, we'll be back in just a couple minutes, and we'll ready to start the podcast.
Bingo bango.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome to an all-new episode of the Animation Podcast. Nate's here, Amit's here. Another great time for a lot of animation news when it comes to the podcast. I don't know how to introduce myself. Sometimes I'm just like random.
Anyways, what is up, Anination crew? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. And yes, we do have some great animation news indeed that we want to discuss with you guys right here.
Yeah, indeed. It's another great night. It's a Wednesday night for all of us. For those who are watching the East Coast, I know it's very late for you guys, but this is what we do now every Wednesday. Like, we record like really late at night and stuff.
Yeah.
We're busy, man. We got work stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, we have been doing this for a while, like Wednesday night streaming and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a while, and we're gonna keep on doing this in the future.
Yeah, so we're just gonna be settled on at a Wednesday to say so. Yeah, everybody. Sorry
Yes.
if it's gonna be too late for y'all, but Wednesday is going to be our time, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. You guys can watch it anytime you want because it's gonna be recorded on YouTube. So yeah. Anyways, Omid, how was your past weekend? Let's catch up here.
So starting off with Friday, of course, after a day of work, I met up with this guy in Milpitas, as well as a roommate of his, and also a friend of Nate's roommate, who I've known in the past also from college, briefly. What we did was that we went to this tennis court that is nearby their house, and I've never really played tennis all that much, to be honest. The last time I ever, the last time before that I ever touched a tennis racket was, I kid you not, middle school.
Middle school. Okay, first off, I have to ask: are you really left-handed?
Yeah.
You are? Okay, so wait.
I write with my left hand.
So you actually write with your left hand? Do you actually like grip with your left hand too, or right hand?
Yeah. So
like, for example, when you pick up that cup, is it right hand or left hand?
Well, sometimes I use my right, but I mostly use my left. So
okay.
I
didn't know you actually write on your left hand. Like that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because usually I don't actually go with my left hand when it comes to drinking stuff or anything like that.
I'm a lefty.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, we pretty much practiced hitting some tennis balls, and it was all around for a good, quick, fun exercise.
Yeah.
And then after that, Nate and I went to this ramen place in Milpitas called Kokoro Ramen.
Yeah, Kokoro Ramen.
Kokoro
yes.
Ramen. Yeah. It was really delicious ramen, of course.
Yeah, it was like 4 stars on Yelp, so like it was close to my house, obviously. So we ended up going ramen, and I have had ramen in quite a while actually. It's been couple of months, because like if you've seen out of the latest episodes, I've been bougieing with like big buffets, Hell's Kitchen, places in Las Vegas. So ramen was actually not in the option of the menu yet. So actually getting the fact that I can eat noodles again with the shoyu ramen and like the katsu and all that good food in there, it's like it's good. Yeah.
Not only that, but we also got some boba after that. So we wanted a nice sweet drink after a really good hot meal.
Yeah, sounds good.
And now let's move on to what we did on Saturday. Nate, I'll have you go first. What did you do on Saturday?
Saturday wasn't really much. I know that there was a big convention that happened over on Saturday, Carrier Con. Did you go to that con, by the way, or not?
I actually didn't. I did something else that was fun, but I'll get into that after we're done with
Look, there wasn't really much that I did, because like everybody else went to Carrier Con. People were in cosplay. I think like I kind of did miss out on this convention, but like I never been to this, and it's also the USS Hornets. It's literally on a ship. Like maybe that's the reason why it's very attracting, because like the convention on a ship, warships and stuff. And then FYI, like there's anime characters that are full of like warships. Have you seen Kankole? Or have you seen World of Warships? Have you seen what was it?
Kaguya-sama Love is War. No, just kidding.
Wait, is that a warship?
No, just kidding. It is a war ship.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same, because like it's technically ship waifus. If you know what I mean, you know you weebs are out there. Yeah. So and it's attracting a lot of people. The thing is that it's still a regular convention, so it has a dealers hall, artist alley, and also some panels. I know CWF was there, and a couple of my cosplay friends were also there too. I just didn't find it attracting to me. Plus, I also did have like dinner plans with family. So like Saturday was just pretty much like me going home, just having dinner with family. And I haven't met my uncle since Christmas, so it was like a good reunion for all of us.
Nice.
And what was it? I got a little tipsy because we ended up like drinking afterwards, but we pretty much like stayed in that dinner till like midnight. So that was fun, and that was not good. It was not good because I had to wake up the next day, and it was daylight savings. So I left an hour. I left an hour of sleep, and that was the worst thing I've done.
You did it the wrong time. This is daylight savings.
I know, but that's to blame my family, because they're the ones who actually kept it up like really late and stuff.
That is true.
Yeah. So on your Saturday, what did you do? Did you end up going somewhere?
Yeah. So my girlfriend and I went to this.
Wait. First off, you didn't say. Wait. Girlfriend. Did you actually like confirm that he's your girlfriend now?
Yeah. Like Saturday afternoon. But,
so like so how many dates is this? Like 5, 6 dates already?
It was the 4th.
So the 4th date is when you confirm it, right?
Yep, it was when I confirmed it. But anyway,
okay, yeah. Well, you just admitted it now that you have a girlfriend, so congratulations, sir.
Thank you. So my girlfriend, CBOC Star, and I, we went to this place called Kura Revolving Sushi, and we pretty much had some ramen. Of course, we had many rolls.
Wait. You go there for ramen?
No, sushi.
What did you say? I'm sorry, what did you say? Ramen.
I'm gonna say curry ball means sushi.
There is ramen there, but when you're saying sushi, what the?
So I was just thinking about that.
How dare you not take the delicacy of sushi in a sushi conveyor belt place?
I took sushi. I got it mixed up because I was still thinking about how delicious that ramen was on Friday. But anyways, we went to career revolving sushi and we had many sushi rolls such as golden crunchy roll. We had the Texas roll. We had the salmon roll. We had so many good different rolls.
Okay, altogether. let's just say like, because me and Jess went the weekend before you guys, and we didn't care about like what sushi we ate. We made sure we had 15 plates so we can get something for free. Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like you did get something for free.
No. So how we got this was that we pretty much, thankfully they weren't sold out. So what we did was that we went to. We went to the screen and then we tapped.
Oh, you didn't do the 15 plate thing.
We didn't do the 15 plates.
Why?
We just ended up getting this.
You couldn't eat 15 plates. Me and Jess sacrificed our stomachs for this.
I'm just like, this thing is like $1.95 more. So I'm just. I was just in there like.
I still would.
You know what?
You know what? I mean, like, I risked my life. I risked for that because when we went through the screen when we did it in Korea, it was sold out when we were trying to touch for the Anya keychain.
I wanted to get it before it was gone, but anyway. Here, behold, I have my prize, so let me just open it up.
Dude, we already know what you got. I mean, people who follow you on Instagram know what you got.
That is true. But, yeah, let's just say that, okay, I'm just going to a bit of a spoiler. It's an Anya keychain.
Yeah. Wait, you can't open it? Give me that.
Well, I mean, because you said that,
No, let me open it. Here, I'll make it easier for you. There. Come on. How can you be so weak, man? It's pretty small, actually, to be fair.
Anya keychain right here.
It's pretty small. Actually, it is pretty cute, cool. It's actually like a, how do you say? It's like standee, actually, so that's actually pretty cute. Yeah, and it also has Anya's face. Anya's face right here. Congrats on getting that. It was sold out in Arcura in Cupertino, but did you go to Pleasanton one?
We actually went to the San Francisco one. There's a
San Francisco Kura?
There's actually San Francisco Kura.
Oh, what?
It's located in a mall, and after that, we pretty much walked around said mall, and after that, we walked around this park, and we pretty much sat on the bench and just enjoyed the nice view.
Okay, that's pretty sweet. Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. So first off, again, congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool though. So yeah, it was awesome to actually hear that, man. Yeah. But yeah, Saturday learned how fun. Sunday, what did I do on Sunday actually? Did you? Let's go with you because I've started remembering what I did on Sunday.
Sunday. So Sunday we actually had this.
Oh wait, it's Oscars night. What am I talking about?
Sunday's Oscar night. Come on, dude.
I know. But we're gonna explain more about that later on in the episode.
Sunday night, you're about to hear all about what happened within the Oscars Academy Awards. But needless to say, to keep it short, we spent the Sunday watching the Oscars in my place.
Yeah, and FYI, it starts so early this time, and even with me having a lack of an hour of sleep, I got really tired. So when I woke up on that morning, I was like, I'm so tired. I had to do something early in the morning though, like around 8. Then after that thing happened, I just took a nap, went back at my home. And after that, went to your place to get the Oscars thing going. And again, we're gonna be discussing more about that since this is the topic tonight. So
yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of big things that happened, and that's why we're here to talk about it. Yeah. But and also I do want to bring up one thing I also want to say on Tuesday, actually yesterday before when we were recording. One of my co-workers, sorry, I'll say this again. One of my co-workers actually left yesterday from Meta. It turned out to be his 2-year tenure already. And he decided, and FYI, Meta decided to not to pick him up anymore. So after 2 years, his contract pretty much ended, and he's out. And I do feel bad for him because I think he's not prepared for a new job. He was ready the month before just to get ready for a job coming up, to get a job ready and stuff. But no interviews came in, and I guess for now he's just getting some R&R before he has to go back into the job market. So yeah, and he turned out to be like one of the best like coworkers I've worked with because he's been so helpful with me learning all about the new machines that I got to be testing with and all the products that Meta is currently working on right now. So for my coworker Sean. If you actually do watch the podcast, I hope good luck in your future endeavors and everything. We had a great time together in Meta, and I hope things work out for you in whatever future jobs that's possible for you.
Yeah, hope you get back on your feet, Sean.
It's Kushan.
Kushan.
Yeah, good boy. Yeah. No, but here's the thing. Like, Meta, unfortunately, does have 2-year tenures, and I'm actually one of them too. So I might be gone in 2025. So, ooh. Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah, I'm praying that you stay for longer than that.
You know what though? I mean, like, even if they don't let me go further than 2 years, that's fine. I've had a fun time at Meta, and plus it looks good on the resume. So yeah, there's that. But you know what though? I mean, I'm gonna enjoy as much as I can when I'm working at Meta. Yeah. At least your job is like secured.
My job is secure, but hope you're secure at your job as well. I'm praying that you get more than 2 years, man.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll see how it is. If they actually do make me go longer, that'd be awesome. But from the way I'm kind of seeing it, this is how tech companies work now. You don't last long unless you really are that good. You don't last long.
Oh man.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. I mean, I could work in Microsoft next job or Google the next job.
Or imagine working under Bill Gates.
Yeah,
I mean, Bill Gates.
Well, isn't Bill Gates retired now or something?
No, but like you're working under Bill Gates' company.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, he's still like a popular guy, but like I think he's retired. He's kind of like off the board or something. Yeah, but he made Microsoft, so there's that. Or maybe I should work in Amazon because literally Amazon's next door to Meta. Well, in my company, Amazon's next door to Meta, and I'm like, maybe I should just walk next door and actually work in Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine you working in Amazon, not in the warehouse, obviously.
No, fuck the warehouse. Because warehouses, I mean, you experienced that, and you said you had a terrible job there.
Yeah, but I'm more like, it's more like Amazon technology, software stuff for you.
So yeah, like Amazon Web Services or Amazon 365, you know,
all that good stuff.
All the other things that are inside Amazon. Like they're more than just your shopping company, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, that's all I got for the week right now. Anything else you want to bring up before we go ready for the episode?
Nothing much that I want to bring up except I'm ready to talk about all the highlights and I honestly got to say, bring on the good news. Well, let's start with
wait a minute.
Let's start with the bad news first.
First off, this is your script. You're the one who made this episode. Why did we start off with this bad news?
Yeah. I was about to say, let's bring on the good and the bad news. Let's get the bad out of the way first.
So let's get the bad out of the way first, okay? So you have to actually bring in the elephant in the room here and talk about this guy, Akira Toriyama. Yes, on March 1st, the anime community lost a big legend. For those who watch Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, pretty much the whole lineup of Dragon Ball, this man is your creator, Akira Toriyama, who just passed away at the age of 68 due to acute subdural hematoma. In other words, a blood clot in his brain. In all of anime right now, it's very devastating to hear a lot of anime fans who love Dragon Ball, who was a huge fan of Goku, Gohan, and like all those main characters. Plus the fact that like it's like it used to be like an everyday cartoon that everybody goes to. Like literally when they come back home after school, they have Dragon Ball on and see how exciting the show has been. It's just been on for like since the 90s for so many generations, from like our ages to like the recent ages. But yeah, now that the creator has passed away, we don't know what's going on with Dragon Ball, but still a legend in the anime community has just passed away. I mean, when you heard this news, what were your reactions when you heard about it?
My reaction was that he went way too soon. He was so young. Like he passed away at the age of 68. And usually people pass away at the age of, 80 at youngest and then, 99 the latest. But still, though, he went away way too early. He was 68 years old. I
have a feeling like he had more to do for Dragon Ball. Like, I think he has a couple more series coming along for Dragon Ball, even though, like, it started in the 90s, like late 90s. It's strived up to become, like, one of the best franchises out there. Like, I see people like you never expect to actually know Dragon Ball, like rappers, like art, like big artists, and those who like are into like the celebrities that you never expect, like reference Dragon Ball as one of their favorite animes.
And that's what makes this all the more devastating. Like, this is one of those things where the more you think about it, the more devastating it actually is, because of the fact of not just the fact of how Akira Toriyama, with his work of Dragon Ball, helped shape anime and manga to what it is today, but also the fact of how when Dragon Ball Z does come to an end, when the entire series ends, Akira Toriyama will not live to see it go on such a powerful note. And that's what makes it so sad.
68 years old too. Like we were thinking, like when I was thinking about this, me and my friends were thinking like 68, is that really quote an old age? Because like you're a senior citizen by then, I understand that, but like I feel like he's still kind of youngish, yeah, in that age range.
It's still senior age. It's not. The best way to describe it is it's not old. It's more along the lines of old enough to be a younger senior in a sense.
And then when it comes to like reactions, I mean, I just saw like all over social media, like everybody who's anybody, like your friends, my friends, they have been posting up the fact that Akira Toriyama died. It was so tragic. I mean, the fact that the news broke literally a week after he passed. So like you say March 1st, but the news broke March 8th.
Yeah.
So like when it was weird, like last week, I believe we were like talking about, we were just doing a random stuff. And then I just see my Facebook blow up with like so many posts about Akira Toriyama's death. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? And yeah, I mean, it was just so tragic. Plus a lot of people have just been pouring out their hearts. Just seeing everybody's post just was, yeah, very sad.
It was. And when I looked at the article and saw that he passed on March 1st, I thought to myself, why haven't they announced it sooner? Like, why did they announce it?
It's because of family, probably.
Okay.
No, okay. The thing is, like, you want to keep this kind of in a private thing before the news breaks and everybody else does. I'm assuming that it was more towards family reasons, or more like, hey, this is more of a private thing. If you already spread out the news that he passed away, then everybody's just gonna come over to their house to see the end, like Akira Toriyama or something. You know, see him like for one last chance or something like that. But you don't want to have.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. That definitely does make sense. Okay, I do understand why now.
Uh-huh.
I totally understand. And you know what? I'm actually glad that they wait until a week, because, yeah, like you said, Nate, when he passed away, like on a certain day, you want that certain day to be private for the sake of respect and for the sake of keeping it private to close family and stuff.
Indeed, yeah. So I do respect their decision of like announcing it a week later. I would understand it too, just because you don't want family pressure to come over and just say like, oh my God, what happened? How did this happen? Like, I would imagine like having a brain clot in your brain is just random. Like it can happen anytime. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was deteriorating health, or it just maybe something happened where he like snapped his head like on accident, and then that happened, you know.
Yeah,
it's just shocking to hear that it's an aneurysm or like, you know, something in your brain.
I'm wondering why. I'm wondering why that you know, the brain clot happened to him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the cause of it in the first place was per se, but I would imagine
We're not going to be in full detail because the police doesn't say much. You can just talk. You can just pretty much go through the reports now. Okay. Yeah. We can't just see how everything got caused. Yeah. Oh, he tripped and hit his head. No, I don't think that's the case.
We don't know.
Yeah. Let's just keep it at that for now. Yeah. But you know what though? Other reactions came by where you get to see like people who worked on other animes, for example, like shonen shows like Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, My Hero Academia. They've pretty much like shared their thoughts about their passing, including the creator of One Piece. So he also put out his grievances and said that if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, he wouldn't have made One Piece. So your thoughts on like everybody's reaction from the anime community?
I would have to say that everyone's reaction from the anime community as a whole is just so touching and so powerful. Not just with the Dragon Ball fans, but also with anime fans in general, manga fans, and there's even shonen manga and anime creators, like you said, like Eiichiro Oda, who created One Piece, and Masashi Kishimoto, who created Naruto, they put out their own letters expressing their grievances to this great legend Akira Toriyama, saying about how like his work on Dragon Ball inspired the two to create their own respective series, and they owe it all to Akira Toriyama for making their success happen. If it weren't for Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto, examples given, would not be big as it is today.
Indeed, yeah. And you know what? I mean, I saw Oda's letter in Instagram, and it was definitely touching to see that, just because he inspired One Piece, he inspired Naruto, pretty much inspired like every other anime creator to make their own animes and mangas. If anything, like he definitely was like an idol, like a person to look up to, like
really
somebody
was.
huge, somebody really huge from the anime community.
He really was. You could pretty much say that Akira Toriyama was to anime and manga what Stan Lee was to comics, what Walt Disney was to animation. Like Akira Toriyama was the grandfather of Japanese manga and anime.
If anything, like one of the best. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I can't put my mind on like other like creators out there, but yes, definitely he's one of the best, if anything. I got nothing much to say. I mean, well, here's the thing. Like, I was a fan of Dragon Ball for a little bit. Like, I remember watching it on Toonami back in the 2000s. Watching Dragon Ball Z. I just remember like everybody being the hype people about Dragon Ball Z. People loving Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, those main characters that made the franchise amazing. And just the fact that like I kind of did grow out of it, like maybe just because Toonami stopped airing it, and I was just like whatever. But then I saw the rise of Dragon Ball come back, like when Dragon Ball Super came out, Dragon Ball Z Kai came out. Even Nickelodeon even aired Dragon Ball Z Kai. I mean, if you don't remember that back in the days, like back in the early 2000s. But yeah, the anime was just pretty much everywhere, and Dragon Ball Z was definitely one of them. Like you can look back at like other animes like Pokemon, Pokemon, Naruto, One Piece, those animes. There's nothing that actually beat it out than Dragon Ball Z. Like everybody who's anybody would know Dragon Ball Z, and they love it. Like they love it, they thrive it, they like make it part of their fandom. Just the fact that it hit so many people, like me as a child, me like other people in other generations who know Dragon Ball Z now, even like people who play the video games, for example. Like Dragon Ball was just an absolutely great franchise, and during the fact that Akira has just passed away just tells me like we've lost a great one, and I really hope in the future Dragon Ball does not like end. Like I hope there's more. I just hope there's more. When it comes to video games or anime, like let the legend live on. I know that we won't have our creator anymore, but there are still other brilliant minds out there who worked in this anime that can make the franchise maybe even great. Maybe not better than with Toriyama, but at least make it great still. But we don't know how it'll be right now. But Dragon Ball has been quite a hit for like anime fans out there.
Yeah, I 100%. I really do agree. Now, the experience I had with Dragon Ball was that I watched a couple movies with friends of mine who are Dragon Ball Z fans, and I got a good kick out of them. Like, they were really fun to watch. I haven't watched much of the Dragon Balls or Dragon Ball Z series, but I do understand and acknowledge that it was a huge stepping stone for anime and manga in general. Because beforehand, we would have shows like, Astro Boy, and all these niche animes. But the thing is that like the anime that came before Dragon Ball didn't really reach the peak, the height of popularity among Japanese anime and manga quite like Dragon Ball did. Like Dragon Ball was the first to kickstart the population of anime and manga all around the world.
Yeah, I got not much to say. What about you? Anything else? Any final words for Toriyama here?
Yes, I just want to say that from the bottom of our hearts, as anime and manga fans ourselves, we just want to say thank you so much for all you've done, Akira Toriyama. Your legacy will live on, and we will miss you dearly. So we'll miss you, Akira.
Yeah, we'll definitely miss you.
Rest in peace.
Okay. I do want to say this though. We totally forgot to pop the bottles for that Oscar thing. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to do it like later?
Later.
Are you sure?
I mean, what do you want to do? You want to do
I mean, like the thing is like let me switch up to the next category just in case. Because do you want to drink like at the end of the show?
Yes.
It's up to you. Really? Okay, sure.
We'll save it for the end.
Okay, fine. We'll do it then. Actually, we'll do that like when we start the Oscars then, if that's the case.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Next up, let's actually talk about this particular franchise. Let's get a little bit happier now. I'll actually talk about a new trailer that just dropped for a brand new Disney Pixar film called Inside Out 2. So Inside Out 2 did bring up their brand new trailer. Obviously, the same 5 characters are back. Happy, joy, sadness. Joy, sadness,
disgust,
anger, fear. Yeah, sorry. There's like 5 of them I remember. But now there are 4 new emotions that just popped into Riley's head. You got anxiety, you have bashful, you have
anxiety, embarrassment, ennui.
Yeah.
And envy.
Envy, yes, there you go. I mean, that's my thing. Like, I'm trying to get into the brand new franchise and stuff like that. Okay, so when you saw the whole trailer, what are your thoughts firsthand on this trailer that came out for Inside Out 2?
First off, I just want to say one thing, that when I heard that Inside Out 2 was going to be released, my first thought was, yes, a Pixar sequel that's actually necessary. And so when I looked at the trailer, the more and more I watched the trailer, the more and more amazed and I was at how promising that it actually looked. Because not only do you see the character of Riley, the main girl, growing up to going from kid to teenager, but also you've got the new emotions coming, and then you see the conflict between the 2 groups of emotions.
Yeah, and it's interesting because like anxiety, bashful, envy, and ennui, all are supposed to be like emotions that make you feel bad. Right, like that make you feel bad. Well, for the other 5 that actually are just your common emotions, and I feel like this is just great to have, considering that you're a teenager, you're growing up, you're facing through puberty, and these are your puberty emotions, I would imagine. So I do love the fact that they have brand new emotions popping up, and these emotions are probably going to make Riley's life better or worse. Who knows?
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind is that I think it's more along the lines of it's not just when you're a teenager that you suddenly feel more emotions, more complex emotions, but it's also along the lines of the fact of when you grow into, say, an adult like us, the more you grow up, the more emotions you feel. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine for Inside Out 3, when Riley turns into an adult, you're going to see more emotions. Another group of emotions coming.
Well, then again, she's going to be in college by then. This is just more of like her in high school right now. Because when you saw her back in Inside Out 1, she's just like, a kid, like a 10-year-old kid with just those 5 emotions, and plus like more emotional people in there too. Whatever that pink elephant was, I forgot.
Bing bong, bing bong.
Yeah, and he passed away.
Who's your friend who likes to play bing bong, bing bong?
Are we gonna see more of like those random people in this movie? Maybe.
What I'm hoping is that we see the ghost of Bing Bong.
Oh no! Really? Why?
Because Bing Bong was such a fun character.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, she lost it in her head, so I'm assuming like all the memories of Bing Bong probably is gone.
Or maybe Joy. Whenever she's feeling down, you do see some sort of reflection or some sort of, figment of her imagination, like Joy's imagination, like Bing Bong comes. It could happen. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So, I mean, let's actually just talk about the beginning of the whole trailer, because we now get to see Riley. She's grown up. She's now like a great hockey player, and I think she was a hockey player in like the first movie too. So now that she's actually in a team with like other hockey players and everything, how do you like the future of Riley so far? It looks like she's in the way I'm seeing it, she's just mostly in high school. She's now she's into hockey and all that jazz.
Yeah, when I looked at Riley first thing, when I saw the trailer, I thought to myself, our baby girl's growing up fast. That's what the emotions are feeling too. The emotions are feeling, they're feeling proud of how Riley's growing up. And not only that, but she's also getting braces from her dental appointment. And she looks to be living a good life in San Francisco. Like, she's already adjusting to the life in San Francisco. Because we saw in the first Inside Out movie how she is having a tough time adjusting to San Francisco because she misses the life of Minnesota. Inside Out 2 confirms that Riley is has already warmed up to SF.
Yeah. So that's actually good to hear because, yeah, she did move. Like, she and her family did move out to SF now. I guess that's the place now. You know what, though? It's kind of crazy. Like, how we get to see from the last part of Inside Out that she accepted in moving, for example.
Yeah.
And we never expected that she actually moved to the Bay Area now.
Yeah. By the way, we're Bay Area residents too, so that's something that makes us proud. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope she adjusts to like, maybe her family in her case. Try to adjust with all the expensive stuff here. But yeah, when Riley grows up, you do get to see those 4 new emotions. Your thoughts on the emotions? Like how it feels like we do grow up with them.
Yeah. My thoughts on the new emotions are the best way I could describe the new emotions are that I like the distinct look and personalities of each and every single one of them. Anxiety, of course, is who was voiced by the actress who played Maya Hawke in who was in Stranger Things. Let me tell you, Anxiety really does knock it out of the ballpark in terms of voicing her, anxiety, her anxious, her anxious mannerisms and how she's nervous because, she's anxiety, of course. Not only that, but she also has her comrades, just like Joy has her comrades. Anxiety's comrades, let's start off with embarrassment. Embarrassment is just a big old, he's a big old ball of, bashfulness, shyness. He's like the silent big guy, you know what I mean? And I feel it works well when you got a character that's embarrassment. And then you got Inui, which I do like that touch because it's French for boredom. And then there's also Envy, and I swear, Envy is so adorable. And I didn't expect her to have that kind of adorable character design. I thought that with Envy, it would be along the lines of, this green ugly guy.
I was thinking that if she was going to be Envy, she would be jealous of like anything that's in front of her, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that it'd be some green ugly guy, like say like the Grinch.
I feel like she would be like something like, for example, like a little loud, where like she can have like a short temper or something.
Yeah, but no, look.
No.
You never would have guessed she was
like I'm saying, like she's precious, she's cute and all, but like if you do one thing bad for her, she'll probably get angry and stuff. Like, oh my god, I want this. You're Envy. You're supposed to be like, I want this look. I want that look. I have to look great. That's Envy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be better than that girl.
Yeah, I would imagine that that's the sort of twist that they'll pull on her. That she'll look sweet and adorable on the outside, but then on the end, once she gets Envy, she gets real mad.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing that I also want to bring up too is that these 4 emotions, you may think that it's just more emotions in the main hub of Riley's mind. But no, it feels like they feel very enemy-ish. Especially the fact that I saw this one scene here where like all the 5 main emotions, they're all trapped in a jar. They're all suppressed emotions now,
We're suppressed emotions!
So I'm just saying here, they don't look like great people. Like, they don't look like great emotions.
Yeah, no, and I think that's the idea that the movie is going to play. For us to see is about how these emotions, when you look at them, you think to yourself, of course they're going to be opposed to Joy and her group. Of course they're going to be a contrast to the main 5 because the main 5 are the more basic emotions. How, like, those are the only emotions you feel when you're a kid. But then when you grow into a teenager, you start to feel more complex emotions. You start to feel more unhappy emotions like these because and also I don't think they're going to be villains per se. They're going to have an antagonistic role, but they're going to have an antagonistic role where you think to yourself, okay, it makes sense why they would be this way.
Well, I did hear the line from Anxiety saying, like, let's make a new Riley. And that tells me, like, they are definitely antagonists. Yeah, all led by Anxiety. And you're thinking, like, Anxiety is supposed to be, like, the nervous person, that everybody's, like, is familiar with. Like, everyone has anxiety, to be fair. But, yeah, I mean, with the whole fact that all of these are, like, really bad for Riley, and the fact that anxiety is leading it all. Just tells you like there's gonna be an emotional warfare inside Riley's mind.
Yeah, it's gonna be a civil war in Riley's head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I also do want to point out that new girl that also pops up in the real life world with Riley. It looked like Riley actually does like her. I know a lot of people were kind of thinking like, oh my god, LGBT representation. But I have a feeling she might be very bad for her.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that new girl?
My thoughts on that new girl is that she's gonna be the fair weather friend or the toxic friend to Riley. Do you think so?
I feel like she's about to be toxic. I feel the way I'm kind of seeing it too, because like she has a new look. She looks, how do you say, badass to say. Yes, I understand that she like people like badass girls, but I'm like, I feel like she's gonna be a bad influence. Like I saw like from that trailer, you get to see Riley hang out with that girl, and then how about her other friends? She's like leaving them behind, you know?
Yeah, we do see a scene where Riley joins another team, another group, and then leaves her two friends behind. And yeah, that's going to cause a rift between the friendship between Riley and the friends she already has, which is going to it's going to help Anxiety and her team have the upper hand against the main five.
Mm-hmm, yeah, but then again, if Riley does go with that main antagonist girl, like in the real life thing, that means this is going to be an advantage for them. Okay, so I'm just assuming like that new girl that Riley likes is probably going to be involving these four emotions.
And that's the idea that the movie is going to present to us, is that when you're hanging around toxic people, when you form, friendships with toxic people, oftentimes toxic friends can weigh you down, and they can help your negative emotions be on the rise.
Yeah.
So I think that's a clever idea.
And I know that the whole lesson is like I was assuming that all the five emotions are trying to do their best to make sure Riley lives a happy life and make sure all these four are pretty much gone away. How do you make them go away? That's the other thing.
I think that Joy and her group are gonna find a way to get back into the main headquarters and to fight off against anxiety.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're gonna be doing with it, because like I have a feeling like these emotions are going to be with you no matter what.
Yeah.
So there has to be some sort of pact between all of them.
I think that they're going to reveal more in the next trailer that we're going to be getting, what may happen in the climax. But from what we've seen in the trailer, we've just seen Riley growing up, new emotions being introduced, and then the new emotions taking over, the headquarters, the main five being suppressed, and also the main five being stuck in this little area called, I kid you not, the sarcasm.
Yeah, I remember that. And I do like the whole chasm part, because it's like a big hole, and the fact that it echoes in sarcastic ways. Oh, what?
Boy,
Sure.
we're so glad we ran into you guys. Boy, we're so glad we ran into you guys.
Yeah, sarcasm.
and then the construction guy, who, by the way, the construction guy is voiced by John Ratzenberger. So John Ratzenberger is back.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay, that's cool.
If you hear closely, then yeah, it's pretty much confirmed that he's back. But yeah, he pretty much says this line. It's like, wow, what a bunch of jerks. And then Anger goes, wow, what a bunch of jerks.
Okay. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah. Inside Out. Any more things you want to bring up for Inside Out 2?
Yes, I just want to say that ever since Inside Out, I've always said, long before Inside Out 2, the sequel, was even announced, I've said to myself, I would imagine an Inside Out sequel actually legitimately work, and this is the reason why. Like, you want to see a coming of age franchise. You want to see a coming of age movie series with Riley growing up, and I feel that I don't want Inside Out 2 to be, the last sequel. As weird as it is for me to say, because I'm usually tired of Pixar sequels, but I actually want to see not just Inside Out 2, I actually want to see Inside Out 3 in the future.
Really? So you're actually writing on Inside Out?
Yes.
Because like you look back at like Disney Pixar's like sequels, yes, they have been kind of lackluster to say. I mean, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, they were not bad. When you put 4 out, that ended up becoming like, well, thanks a lot for kind of ruining the franchise there.
The thing with Toy Story 4 was that it was unnecessary, because what else can you do after such a perfect ending of Toy Story 3? Like, it should have stayed a trilogy. Oh, and also, the less said about the car sequels, the better.
Oh, forget the Carl series. I mean, 3 didn't even make it even better either. Like 2 sucked, absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
But then like 3 was, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because I didn't hate. I just stopped. I just stopped after 2.
3 was slightly better. Yeah, it's slightly better.
Okay, and then like again, some more sequels did pop up. Incredibles, by the way, I also did have a sequel that was sort of okay. I don't know, maybe mid in my case for 2. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Incredibles 2, we were all begging for an Incredibles 2 after Incredibles 1, but Incredibles 2 turned out to be mid.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that with Inside Out 2, it could be a different case scenario because of the promise and the potential to create a strong sequel.
So right now, as of right now, you're just writing on Inside Out 2 to continue making more sequels because you feel like the idea is going to be out there.
Yeah, but have it stay as a trilogy. Don't do what Toy Story didn't go like to the 4th. I'd rather it stay as a trilogy.
No, we're gonna have another person become the next Inside Out person. Okay. I don't know. But I don't know. I do like the idea. I know Elio was delayed another year for Inside Out 2, but I have a feeling like it might be successful. We'll see how it goes. But Inside Out 2, that comes out on what day again? Oh, June 14th, 2024. So if you are a huge fan of Inside Out and Disney Pixar, June 14th is a release date. Get your tickets now. Have fun with the movie. We're going to be watching it when it comes out in June and review that eventually.
Yes, Inside Out 2. I am so hyped for this.
All right. Well, let's over to our next subject. Let's talk about something big, something really huge that is coming out also in the same month in June. It's Big City.
Yes.
Big City.
Bingo bango.
Now,
Bingo,
now we
bango.
are big fans of Big City Greens. We have done episode reviews before, but we have to bring up the fact that there is a brand new movie coming out, and it actually is coming out earlier than earlier than expected because I was thinking it was going to come out in later this year. But on June 6th. Big City Greens, the movie Spacecation, will be coming out, and they did drop a brand new trailer, a teaser trailer about what it's going to be. Obviously, the Greens are in outer space, and let's just break down like what happened because it was only like 15 seconds of 15 seconds of just images here and there.
Yeah, because they showed these 15 seconds of the trailer, that's it. We only got a glimpse of what the movie is going to be about. So obviously, we learned that the Greens are going to go on vacation, but it's going to be in space. And there's going to be some sort of Project Bot coming that may help or hinder the Greens. But that's all we get.
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of want to bring it up here because like it kind of reminds me of quote a certain episode that came out back in season 4, I believe. Oh no, season 4. The new Halloween episode. You know when what was it? Gwendolyn Zapp went all the way to space. She ended up actually like unleashing some sort of parasite and stuff. The parasite came back to Earth and it then poisoned all of those pumpkins. Do you remember that episode? That. Yeah.
I do remember that.
I have a feeling it's a continuation of that. Because like from the way I'm seeing like all these like images, they're going to outer space. That's one thing. But then there are other people that are in space too, and I feel like they're going to that station that got invaded.
Yeah, and not only that, but we also see Nancy Green exploring around the lab, and I have a feeling that she may discover something big.
No. So I feel like Nancy's down there in Earth. The thing is that she's probably in big tech right now, probably like roaming around, seeing what happened to my family. You know?
Yeah, I have a feeling that. Because she's in big tech, like I said before, she's going to discover something big.
Okay, so what do you mean by big? Because like the way that I saw that one part in the trailer, she's just walking down an aisle.
I don't think they're going to have big tech for no reason. Like big tech is going to connect to this sort of, space plot that is going on. It's going to connect to, because we saw in one of the images that there's going to be this robot project called Project Bot. And I have a big feeling that big tech may be involved with that because, they're big tech.
I know what it is because Gwendolyn Zapp literally was in the trailer.
Yeah, so, but I can't make any speculation as of yet because it's only 15 seconds that we're getting. But what we can deduce in the 15 seconds is, like I said before, the Greens are in space, and big tech is working on something. Nancy's down there in big tech, so she's gonna find out what they're working on, and it's all gonna come. It's all gonna come together.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, I just feel I know that it's just a space thing right now, but I mean. again, it's just something small at the moment, so we can't really say much. But I know it's just, I think it's going to be it is going to be a vacation, but it's more like with the Greens also rescuing whatever happened back in that one space station that Gwendolyn Zapp had. Okay.
Also, it's going to be interesting to see the Greens interact in outer space. I would imagine this. Cricket tries to go to the top of the meteor because he wants to be the king of space or something. And then you see Tilly Green, as she explores, she comes across these Martians, and she tries to befriend the Martians because, well, she's Tilly Green. She can be friends with all creatures, shapes, and sizes and forms. And then you see Bill Green, of course, trying to hold the family together, trying to make this a perfect vacation.
Well,
all that stuff.
Well, here's my thing is like, well, here's the thing, that the trailer is also having this eerie like feeling, right? It's not supposed to be, oh, it's all excitement and stuff like that, right? They feel like there's some mystery inside this movie. Like, what is Gwendolyn Zapp going to do with the Greens? Are they putting the Greens in like a deadly mission? It just gives you like thinking like, uh-oh, are the Greens doomed? What is that enemy that is going to attack them? What are they going to do in space? And it's going to be really bad for them in space,
Calling it right now, Gwendolyn Zapp is going to be the main villain of the movie.
Yeah, I think so. And I believe
she's going to be the main villain.
Yeah, just like Elon Musk is right now. I mean, we have a joke here where we call her female Elon Musk, which is true. She kind of is.
And yeah, given that how this is something that Elon would do, yeah, we're definitely going to see the madness come out of Gwendolyn Zapp, especially in the movie.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said, there's not really much that's happened in this trailer. It's just a teaser right now, but again, it just gets us more excited about the Big City Greens movie that's coming out June 6th. I do want to say this though. I don't see Gloria in that episode in the movie. I don't know what happened to her.
Where was Gloria? Why did she go with him? Okay, I'm sorry. But I do beg the movie for this. Okay. Don't do to Gloria what the first SpongeBob movie did to Sandy Cheeks. Like, don't have Gloria be a one-off character. Give her more of a purpose. Give her something to do.
I don't know about that. She probably will be a secondary character and pretty much just be stuck on Earth. She's not gonna be like going up there to rescue the Greens or something.
No, but I would imagine that she's going to pop up in the first third of the movie, and then in the climax, she'll serve some sort of purpose. At least give her that. Oh,
man, we don't know what will go. But again, we'll see how this Big City Greens movie is going to go. It is looking to be really exciting. We don't know what the mission's going to be, and I hope the Greens are successful in that movie, by the way. By the way, Big City Greens Spacecation, that comes out on June 6th, literally the week after Memorial Day, I believe.
Man, let me tell you. June is going to be a fantastic month for Disney fans. Between this and Inside Out 2, June's going to be one heck of a month.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, we're not done with Big City Greens news, by the way. Let's actually talk about what happened this weekend, too. It's called the Big City Greens Classic 2. Yes.
Yes.
Last year, Big City Greens did a classic as well. It was the New York Rangers and the I forgot the other team. Shit. Washington Capitals and the New York Rangers, with the Rangers winning. There's story behind too, by the way, because Cricket's team actually beat Grandma Alice's team, and so this Big City Greens Classic 2 had some sort of rivalry here where you get to see Cricket Green lead the Penguins and Alice Green leading the Boston Bruins. So this time around in this game is going to be the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Boston Bruins. And to be fair, it kind of feels like the same thing like happened in Big City Greens Classic 1. So, I mean, you said you saw the highlights of this game. Your thoughts on this particular game that we saw?
Now, first of all, I just want to say one thing is that I like that they have a story behind this. You pretty much have Grandma Alice, who is getting tired of Cricket gloating because we all know that Cricket won the last game last year. And so he comes up, the Hockey King, and all that stuff. And you see him with a crown and the hockey stick. It was fun to watch, but you can see why Alice was getting frustrated by this.
I do love the fact that, like, was it Alice and Cricket both called, like, Pittsburgh players and Bruin players.
Yeah.
Alice called Brad Marchand from the Boston Bruins to say, hey, let me coach your team. Let's go. I want to make sure I get revenge on my son. Or my grandson. And then Cricket literally called Sidney Crosby and just, like, called him and then said, like, hey, I want to coach coach my team too. Hey, let's have a matchup together. And hell, this is what happened here.
Yeah, because in the series itself, we have seen Cricket and Alice butt heads against each other multiple times, and it's always fun to watch. So I really do like that they kept that in this NHL Classic.
Yeah.
It's a nice little feud between the grandma and grandson, and so you see Cricket and Alice taking over as coaches of their respective teams, and from there, an all-out hockey brawl commences.
Yes, indeed. So let's actually go back to Big City Greens Classic 1 because it came back on March 14th of 2023. They did a live animated NHL telecast between the Capitals and the Rangers. This telecast had the main characters of Big City Greens taking the place of, Darcy Kempler and... Sorry, Bill Green took place of Washington goalie. I'm reading your notes here, by the way. Bill Green took the place of the Washington goalie. Grandma Alice took place of a character. I forgot. I don't know the names of the players, by the way.
I honestly don't.
So it was pretty much like Bill and Alice taking on Tilly and Cricket. So what are your thoughts on that Disney's TVA approach of making a game out of this?
Yeah, I do like that. Disney and ESPN, they've collided together to make for something that is well made. It's definitely a engaging NHL telecast because of the fact of how the Big City Greens crew, when they voice the characters, you do feel that they're actually in the game. Like with Cricket's with the voice acting of Cricket and Alice and Tilly, you do feel that they're having fun with it. It's similar to how Nickelodeon when they did like the football games, especially the Super Bowl, and then you see the SpongeBob characters just having fun with it, with the SpongeBob voices, having fun with it. It's the same thing here. The animation may be a bit wonky, but then again it makes sense. But then the best thing about it is the voice delivery.
Well, here's the thing, they did bring the voice actors there. You have Cricket, the voice of Cricket, the voice of Tilly, the voice of Grandma Alice, and also the voice of Rebby Remington also was a part of the Big City Greens cast. Unfortunately, Bill, Gloria,
where's
and Nancy,
Anna? Where's Anna in this?
They're not in this telecast, unfortunately, but they did bring up most of the main characters there, which is pretty cool. I mean, you at least get some authenticity of having the characters literally speak right in front of the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, and I think one of the best ones was when they interviewed Tilly, and then Tilly was saying about how, when you play hockey, you just gotta, be happy and say something nice about the other players.
That was after she scored a goal.
But then again, I feel like considering it's Tilly, it's a mindset that she would have thought of before she scored the goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So the first game had Cricket and Tilly versus Alice and Bill, but they also did bring in Remy and Gloria in the game as well. Not as big of importance compared to these four, obviously. Now, this time around for Big City Greens 2, more characters came up. We get to see the team that Cricket brought up with Remy, Vasquez, and Nancy on his team. And then Alice brought other people. Alice brought her family in her team. What was it? Tilly, Bill, and Gloria. So the Bruins have those four that Alice has, and the Penguins have Cricket's four. When you look at that matchup, what are your thoughts on your mind thinking about who you're going for and who had the advantage there?
Bruins, let's go.
Okay.
Not only because Gloria's in the team, but also the Boston Bruins contains my top 3 favorite characters of Big City Greens: Gloria, Tilly, and Alice. So with the top 3, of course, you got to go with the team that has the best characters.
Well, here's the thing about this matchup. First off, the Bruins are good. They're really good. Apparently, the best in the East right now. So they're looking to become maybe the best in all of NHL, maybe get that home field advantage, depending on how the outcome of their games are going to go before the end of the season. The Penguins, on the other hand, are looking to be in the playoffs. So it's wait a minute. This could be a disadvantage. Because, one is really good, and one is, leaning towards probably not making the playoffs. So it's Cricket doesn't have a good team with him, while the Bruins, while Alice and Tilly like literally have a great team with them.
Gee,
so
I wonder who's gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of like tells you like, oh well, this is kind of leading towards a team that was going to win. Yes.
Yes.
But here's the thing: like hockey is unpredictable. You can see upsets here and there. So there's a chance like that the Penguins could win.
If there's one thing that we know as sports fans, it's that games are unpredictable no matter what, because we have seen upsets in not just hockey, but also football, basketball, and all kinds.
Yeah. So, and the other thing too is like these are all based off goals. So it's kind of like feeling like soccer, but with tackling. And it's also a shorter field. Yes, I understand that. But it's just cool to actually see like people like crashing into like the pads. Yeah. Getting tackled, trying to get that goal. Yeah. It's actually pretty fun to see if you're into hockey, that is. But yeah. So let's actually talk about the whole matchup itself. So what moment stood out for you when it comes to the Big City Greens Classic 2?
Of course, you got Gloria scoring the goal. That was the number one highlight for me.
Oh, she actually scored 2 goals, actually.
She scored 1 goal. She scored 2 goals. Those are the top 2 highlights. And not only that, you also have Tilly scoring.
Yeah, you have Tilly scoring. And I actually saw that goal as well, where like the Brad Marchand actually gave an assist to Tilly. And Tilly like scored from like hella far to get the goal away from Vasquez and stuff.
And I will say, though, to the credit of the Penguins team, I would say that Bill definitely makes for a really good goalie.
Well,
like,
I mean, he's a Bruin.
Bill is a Bruin. Like, I will say, like, even though he's a Bruin,
yeah.
Scratch that. So Bill is a Bruin, and I would say, like, Bill is a damn good goalie.
Yeah, and Vasquez just doesn't know how to play hockey or something. Because she, like, kept on getting goals, like, 5 goals past him. And I'm like, how? They're a big guy, too. But Bill, I think, like, I don't know, he's done it before. Like, where Bill actually ended up doing a really good job as a goalie last year in the Classic, so.
I think that's what they were getting at, is that because of Bill's size, he is perfect as the goalie, because it's hard to get past him because he pretty much takes up the entire net.
Well, it's not that big, though, but... no, but Vasquez is also really strong, too. I would imagine he has some ways of defending and stuff. Also in this game, too, they have halftime shows. They had, like, these intermission reports, because, like, hockey goes in 3 periods, and in each period there was like some like big event happening. So like you get to see you get to see Tilly and Remy racing against each other and like a skate off, and you also get to see Remy and Tilly like go for a hockey goal, like who has the best goals and stuff. Did you watch that, by the way, in the intermission?
I didn't watch the intermission, but I did watch most of the game. I just didn't watch the intermission itself, but I did watch some of the highlights of it, and I was impressed by what I saw.
How did you like the hosts, by the way? Because they're the same host from last year.
The hosts from last year, they still bring their A game in terms of hosting the NHL games and then announcing to us what's been going on in the game. Much like the voice actors of Big City Greens, these hosts know how to do a telecast well.
You know what's kind of funny? They did bring a third person in compared to last year. There's just those two. The third person was like literally like the sideline like talker, like saying like, hey, talking about like a great food. Oh, here comes the cow. Oh, and I do like the whole references of like things that happen in Big City. I mean, I don't know if you watched the whole game, but there are like other characters that also got popped up too.
I remember they brought up the chickens.
Yes, they did bring up the chickens. Did you also see Andromeda and was it Gregley? So
I saw Gregley.
Both of them did come into the show as well. They're not playing, but they're at least showing signs and stuff.
And I also saw the Animal Friends watching from home. You saw the Animal Friends watching the game from home, and that was a nice touch.
Yeah, I mean, like it's the same as last year too. They did the same thing, like bringing the animals in, and they were watching like their family, like just going out there playing hockey.
Oh yeah, they never miss a game.
Yeah, I do love the change. They did change Big Coffee to Glory and Green Cafe. So
yes, Glory and Green Cafe.
They did catch up with the show, and I do like the fact that like even the folks that are working the voicing. The commentator, sorry. The people that were commentating on the game, they know they're Big City Greens. Like, they talked about, like, Nancy being, like, what used to be a rebel, like, a biker herself. It had a biker gang.
That's what I like about it, is that these commentators did their homework by actually watching the show.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me... That's what touched my heart, because Big City Greens... like Big City Greens, I like how the popularity is still continuing to thrive. I mean, it's still got a long way to go before it reaches like, fandom levels of popularity like Amphibia and Owl House. But Big City Greens, you could tell how Big City Greens is getting big.
Look, I'm not really comparing about like fandom stuff. A lot of people watch Big City. That's the reason why they have 4 seasons instead of like having Owl House and Amphibia have 3. But Big City right now, I feel like from the way I'm kind of seeing it, it's their SpongeBob to say.
It's turning into their SpongeBob.
And to be fair, it's better than SpongeBob. But SpongeBob continues to milk the fuck out of that show. And I'm getting bored of like watching SpongeBob now. I don't even care about SpongeBob. I think I stopped after like season 7.
Yeah, and Big City Greens is still in season 4, so it's still got a long way to go before it becomes the SpongeBob of Disney Channel. But from what we've seen here and from the announcement we've seen, it's looking to be promising. It's looking to be a promising future.
Yeah. Well, if anything, like Big City Greens does have a couple of things that make me want to watch it. There is somewhat of a story now in Big City, considering that we get to see Chip Whistler back. So yeah, I mean, like there is something going on in Big City that makes me want to watch it even more. Maybe it's just the wholesomeness of Tilly, Cricket Green being like a silly like farmer boy himself, and then of course the Greens just living from farm life to city life, and then like other people as well. I know Mean loves Gloria, so he's probably gonna watch every damn Gloria episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god. But I do like the other characters too. I mean, like Andromeda and Tilly's friendship. That was a really touching episode.
Pen Pals is one of the best.
Oh, and also
episodes.
like Remy Remington, like he's becoming huge in the show now. Like he's having his own episodes. He's having fun back at the farm, for example.
Yeah, when I first saw Remy, like I wasn't too keen on Remy, like in seasons 1 and 2. He just stood out as the best friend of Cricket. But in seasons 3 and onwards, Remy's shown to have more development and more of a character than that.
Mm-hmm. So with the way that Big City Greens as a whole just becoming a great ongoing series and all these Big City Greens projects coming up, from like Big City Greens movie to the Big City Greens classic, what do you think will be in store for us fans because of the Hooten brothers?
I honestly think that Big City Greens is going to expand and become a big popular franchise that will keep Disney TVA afloat, just like how SpongeBob is doing to Nickelodeon. Big City Greens, with many promises made by the Hooten brothers about how it's going to expand upon the series, and not just with new seasons but also new projects as well. I would imagine there would be a new movie, maybe possibly a sequel movie, who knows, and as well as other projects as well, like maybe some comics, an art book hopefully, and maybe even a spin-off show. Gloria Sato spin-off show,
Oh my
please.
god, you just want that to happen.
From the way it's looking, and from
Kind of does.
From
like
so much
what is it her goal to go to Paris? Is that going to be the whole series?
I would say that how a Gloria Sato spin-off will work is that it's going to dive into her past life before she moved to the city, her present life as a cafe barista, and maybe even her ambitions to move to Paris, and then we're going to spend some time with her while she resides in Paris. So anything's possible for the Big City Greens. Bingo bango.
Yeah, of course you would love to see that, but I kind of feel like there's going to be more coming up for Big City. I know that some of the creators of Big City Greens are working on new projects. Just the fact that they did sign something with Disney TVA to at least stay longer than expected for whatever. If for example, Big City Greens does end up like ending, knock on wood, they don't. We'll say they are having stuff coming along the pipeline. So they are still going to be working in Disney TVA, if anything.
They let's just say that they're putting the emphasis on big in Big City Greens.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, I mean, Big City Greens Classic 2 was fun. The final score was 5-1 Boston Bruins. So
Bruins.
highlights of the game, Gloria Sato ended up getting 2 goals. Tilly Green got 1 goal. Brand Marchand had a great job at doing 1 goal and 1 assist. And then for the Penguins, not really much happened. There was one person in the Penguins that scored, but it wasn't Nancy Green, unfortunately. I would love to see Nancy score. It would be really great to see. Plus, like, again, the 3D models actually do pretty well. It's better than the freaking Toy Story one that they did for NFL, okay?
Oh, don't get me started. Don't you get me started on that.
That was bad. That was really bad. If anything, this makes it look so much better. Like,
it really does.
Yeah, like, and FYI, like, hockey is harder to even put animation in because everyone's moving. Versus, like, in football, where, like, one thing can happen and throw footballs, like, can stop the animation there and play. I don't know. I feel like they did a great job with NHL compared to like NFL. And if anything, it does make hockey like something for children to see, you know?
Yeah, Nickelodeon is to football. What Disney Channel is to hockey. What do you think Cartoon Network's going to pull off?
Maybe NBA.
Cartoon Network and NBA.
Well, they did do a collab before. I remember LeBron James being like a
Space Jam New Legacy.
Yeah, there's that. But I was thinking like when they had Cartoon Network advertisements, I remember like there was a LeBron James ad with the Code Kids Next Door kids, you know.
Okay, so yeah, there is that. So
that was like hella years ago when Code Kids Next Door was back in Cartoon Network.
So yeah, let's just say like the big three animation networks are collaborating with the big three sports.
Well, to be fair, NBA, what was it, TNT, like also hosts NBA games, so maybe there's that. I don't know. It's on the pipeline, but nonetheless, I mean, that's something I can actually bring up, like a brand new topic for the Anination podcast: sports and kid shows. You know,
could be considering we are animation fans and also sports fans.
Yeah, so indeed, we might actually do another episode of that. Stay tuned for those watching the Anination podcast.
Wow, I accidentally brought up a new idea for our podcast.
Yes, I think this is actually going to be fun to watch. It's actually going to be fun to talk about. Yes, like Nickelodeon and the Super Bowl, like what happened this year, and then you have like hockey with the Greens. And then who knows what Cartoon Network will do or what Netflix will do. You know, it'll be fun, you know?
Yeah, there are possibilities. Like, you do get to, like, it'll be interesting to see Netflix animation collab with the MLB, for example.
But baseball. Baseball's not that great. I don't know. I'm not a baseball fan, so.
Me neither, honestly.
All right, but anyways, yeah, Big City Greens looks to be promising. We can't wait for the movie. I hope we do another Big City Greens classic. Let's just hope we do like some Western teams. You've done East Coast teams. Why not West Coast teams? Maybe bring like the Vegas Golden Knights or the San Jose Sharks. Oh, wait! Don't bring the San Jose Sharks. We suck right now. No. Don't bring them up right now.
I mean, it would be good for local team purposes, but that's really about it.
Oh yeah, it'd be cool. We come into San Jose and we get Big City Green stuff. That'd be cool. No, but if anything, like Seattle Kraken can also be a playable team. Phoenix Coyotes, you know, that'd be cool. Get some West Coast teams for the next Big City Greens Classic. Make it 3 with the Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken, please.
Or the Anaheim Ducks.
You're a big Ducks fan or something?
Not really, but it was just an idea of bringing on the Western NHL teams.
Yeah, and LA Kings maybe. You know, that's also another franchise. Nonetheless, there's a lot of big opportunities. I swear to God, like please put a West Coast team this time. Make that for your Big City Greens Classic 3.
Yeah, because of this and the Big City Greens movie, there are so many doors to open in terms of Big City Greens as a whole.
Indeed, yeah. So Big City Greens, a great franchise. Disney TVA is really riding on you. I understand some folks like talk more about Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, and Haley's on it, but come on, you gotta give props to Big City. That is your franchise here, guys.
Bingo bango.
All right. Last but not least, let's actually talk about, well, this little man right here.
Yes. We're going to talk about you, little fella.
Talk about the Oscars.
It's your time to shine.
It is our main topic of the night. It is Oscars night, so let's actually talk about the Oscars. And FYI, let's go ahead and get those beers out, shall we?
Oh, yes.
Let's get the beers out, shall we? Because let's just do one bottle each. I'm not going to drink that because I have to drive all the way home, okay? So I did want to say this. On our poll, I did count up the votes, and we did actually tie. We tied in our poll. So so you're thinking like one is going to be drinking with another person like we did in the like the previous episode, but no, we're gonna be drinking these beers right now. So, you know what? You know what though? I mean, it's equal. I mean, hey, we ended up actually tying for this one.
You know, I was ready. I was so damn ready to rub it in your face at the end of the Oscars, but lo and behold, a certain nominee won. We're gonna get to that later, but yeah, I guess we're tied.
Yeah, we're tied. We tied. We win. We get our
Cheers.
beers. So this is gonna be our for the last hour of this podcast.
I was so close to getting the victory all to myself, but
yeah,
I'll take this as well.
You know what? It's refreshing to have a Blue Moon, by the way. Great beer, by the way. I know
I didn't lose.
Last week I had a Stella, but this time, you know, Blue Moon is still a great craft beer, by the way.
Yeah, I'm celebrating the fact that I didn't lose, so I'll choose to that.
Okay, so let's talk about the biggest night for movies, the Academy Awards. Every year, it's a tradition for us to come over and visit. Well, here's the thing. Last year, I didn't go to visit you guys for the Oscars. This time, I did. So last year's, I don't know what happened last year, but I believe you guys also celebrated the Oscars yourselves.
Last year, you told me that you were sick.
Oh, I was? Oh, I guess I had COVID. That's
had,
right.
You had COVID.
I had COVID. Yeah, that's right. I remembered.
Yeah, you would have come otherwise, but I'm so glad you did this year.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did this year.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't get COVID this time though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to this guy's place where we pretty much like watched the whole Oscars. And your mom like treated us out with like so much stuff, like the Courrier board came out with the cheeses and the hams. We got pizza. We had drinks. Also, champagne was also treated out thanks to your mom.
And of course, don't forget the carrot cakes.
The carrot. I didn't actually eat one of those. Was that good or?
The carrot cakes are actually pretty good. I
actually ate more of like the chips and dip that your mom brought up too, plus like the cookies that she made as well.
Oh, I couldn't get enough of the cookies. I mean, I gotta say, I couldn't get enough of the cookies.
The cookies were just really good. Your mom did a great job like treating us out when it comes to a Oscars night.
I was basically a cookie monster during that night.
Now, we didn't dress up for this, unfortunately. We just dressed up in our normal clothes. Usually, like for Oscars nights, we dress up. No polo, no dress shirt or anything like that.
Yeah, no, it's basically, it may be a Super Bowl for movie buffs, but no, it was best to be dressed in our regular clothes because, well, we weren't going anywhere. We were just staying at home. So we thought, you know what, since we're watching this at my place, it's really no pressure or anything. Just wear your normal clothes. Just have a good time. Kick back and relax.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to be watching like for 3.5 hours of people presenting and giving out awards.
We're not going to the Academy Awards itself, so we didn't have to dress up fancy.
Yeah, I don't know about that whole stereotype of people doing that. I mean, we want to relax. We don't want to like have like us be fancy and do our own Oscars night or stuff. or maybe we do. I don't know. It's up to you. All right, so this year's Oscars was hosted by Jimmy Kimmel again, by the way. He did it again, I think, for the 4th time now. He has been hosting the Oscars. He's the late night show host of Jimmy Kimmel Live, and he did a really good job when it comes to the jokes out there. What are your thoughts on him hosting again for the Oscars?
Once again, Jimmy Kimmel knocks it out of the park. Jimmy Kimmel really does show about how Jimmy Kimmel really does show his comedic side really working so well that we do see why his late night show is very successful, and it's because of the comedy and jokes he brings. It's just so legitimately funny.
I think like he does this hosting for a couple of times, and he's been a great host. Like I'm not gonna like deny everything about like Jimmy Kimmel. He's done a great job with it, and plus he's also an ABC property, so I'm assuming ABC was like, hey, let's bring you in again. You did a great job last year. Why not this year?
Yeah, he's one of the poster children of ABC.
How's the opening monologue? It looked like he did a good job trying to present like the people with the movies. I remember he did like a joke with Ryan Gosling with Margot Robbie, and FYI, I love the joke that he put up with Margot Robbie not being nominated for Best Actress. I'm sorry, what did you do, Oscars? How did you not forget about that?
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Like I said in the previous podcast episode, I was pretty shocked that Margot Robbie wasn't nominated for Best Actress.
Or having, Greta Gerwig as a Best Director.
Greta Gerwig at least got nominated for something. She at least got nominated for Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah, but still, I mean...
give her that.
But still, again, Margot Robbie was a great actress in Barbie. And I do love the fact that he joked around with that kind of thing.
But going back to Jimmy Kimmel, I love... the best jokes that Jimmy Kimmel comes with is... especially the roasting. Like he roasts the hell out of the actors and actresses, and especially that moment where he roasts Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's not Iron Man anymore, man. He's now a really famous actor.
And hey, if you want to, you were in a villain. You played the part where you were the villain in where the movie where Tim Allen's a dog. Hey, Robert Downey Jr. If you want to play that role again, I actually have the perfect role character to play as the Tim Allen's dog. And then he points to the dog who was Anatomy of a Fall called Messi.
Also, like, I don't know about Messi. Is Messi like a real dog herself, or because like I saw the dog clapping, and I'm like, wait, did he really clap, or was it like a person literally just putting his hands together?
I'd have to look it up, but from what I've seen in Anatomy of a Fall, like Messi looked to be like a real legitimate dog.
Yeah. I mean, a real legitimate dog, but the dog did get invited to the Oscars. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, what? Because it's weird. Because so when I saw him clapping, he was like, I think it was just some sort of like person literally just putting hands on him.
Yeah, because it's pretty unnatural for a dog to clap that rapidly.
Yeah, and also it kind of feels like, well, the eyes kind of makes me feel like, wait, he looks pretty jacked up or something like that.
I mean, the dog was overdosed during the movie, but anyways, yeah. When you look at the dog's eyes, they're like always so wide, and so you
really he was overdosed. I have to think about that. Wait, he had drugs in him.
No, he was overdosed in the movie, but in the actual award ceremony,
wait, that's crazy. You overdosed a dog?
No, like yeah, in the movie, the dog was overdosed. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
So he had like drugs in him. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't great. Oh.
Once you see the movie, you'll
yeah,
see
I know. I gotta see it eventually. But I'm like, well, that's something to actually look forward to. An overdosed dog.
Yeah. but yeah,
how dare you put my dog in with drugs?
Messi definitely did steal the show though. Like whether or not like he was like a real legitimate dog or like some sort of human doing the stunts of the dog. Like the Messi was pretty memorable, and especially the part where like Messi peed on Matt Damon's star.
That was like at the end of the show. Yeah, I have a feeling it's just because he lost. Oh, and Happy Fall didn't win Best Picture. Well.
Well, I mean, it's also because Jimmy Kimmel and Matt Damon have a rivalry going, so I think it's like Jimmy Kimmel's way of roasting.
Well,
Matt
here's
Damon.
the thing: like Matt Damon was a part of Oppenheimer too. Oppenheimer won Best Picture,
and yet Matt Damon never showed up.
Okay, oh, I don't know. That's a good point, actually. I don't know about that.
Like, where was Matt Damon?
That's right, because he's supposed to win. I'm assuming it is that rivalry.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it too, because like I saw everybody in Oppenheimer. You got to see Christopher Nolan, you get to see Robert Downey Jr., Cillian Murphy, and also like Emily Blunt was also there too. So it's like,
where's Josh Peck?
I don't know that Josh Peck.
Josh Peck was part of Oppenheimer.
That is true. I didn't see him. Like I didn't see him in the.
Where was Josh Peck?
I didn't see him in that ceremony too when they won Best Picture. So
yeah. So like even though they had most of the cast of Oppenheimer come up, there were still like a few key people that were missing, like the two we mentioned.
I understand, but like to be fair, they need the main characters. You got Cillian Murphy. You've got Emily Blunt. Those are your two main characters, yes.
And speaking of which, I like Jimmy Kimmel's joke where he was like, okay, this actor, you may know him like as Cillian Murphy for his dramas, but then for his comedies, he's known as Cecilia Murphy.
Oh, you know, I keep on mistaking him as Cillian Murphy, so it's like, oh, fuck.
And that's why the joke works. Is that some people pronounce it Killian, others pronounce it Cillian.
Yeah, but it is Cillian Murphy, right? Am I making that name right? It is Cillian Murphy, right?
Cillian
okay.
Murphy.
So yes, the Oscars undoubtedly, like it started off really well with Jimmy Kimmel giving out that opening monologue and everything. How about the whole presenting? How about all the presenters? Because like I do love the fact that they put the presenters for like best actor and best actress, same with supporting actor and supporting actress, with other notable like actors and actresses announcing who's gonna win the best the pre-said Oscar win.
That was beautiful. That really was beautiful. Where you had the past winners of the past year come up, and the way that they pretty much described this year's nominees, it was sort of a passing the baton sort of moment, which I really liked.
Well, it was Michelle Yeoh last year, and then pretty much she presented the best actress too.
and then like I think some of my favorites are Jamie Lee Curtis presenting Jodie Foster, and then you got Lupita presenting Dion, who is the actress of Holdovers. Those were the ones that really stood out to me.
Well, and that doesn't matter what, because like they are all presenting for the top five, for the five nominees that ended up becoming the best actor, best actress, supporting actor, supporting actress. But the main center person is the one that presents. So like Brendan Fraser for best actor, Jamie Lee Curtis for best supporting actress, Kei-Yun Kwan for best supporting actor, and Michelle Yeoh for best actress. And it's kind of crazy how 3 out of the 4 of them are from Everything Ever All at Once.
Yeah, we all know how big that movie won.
That was so good. It was so good.
We all know how big that movie.
I don't know how last year you just ended up like not liking the film. I don't get it.
I never said I didn't like the film. What are you talking
No,
about?
no, you picked something else than Everything Ever All at Once.
Just because I picked something else, like just because I like that film more than this film, doesn't mean that I don't like this.
But
Film.
I told you last year I was gonna win, and it win.
Okay, like
you wanted the
Fabelmans.
Fabelmans. Yes, I know you wanted Fabelmans.
I wanted Fabelmans to win because it's a movie that celebrates the art of filmmaking.
Okay,
like,
but
it's pretty much tells like in a way it pretty much tells like the story like Steven Spielberg at his youth, and then he uses like a certain character to portray him like Steven Spielberg's childhood years. So that's why I wanted that movie to win. But Everything Everywhere All at Once, I understand why it won.
It definitely was a really touching film. Yes, and you can also watch it on Netflix, I believe. Yes, it's on there now.
Who said I didn't like everything? I like everything.
I don't know. You were really wanting Fabelmans to win. So.
I did, but everything was a close second pick.
Okay.
It was a close second pick.
But yeah. So yeah, they were presenting it to the best actor and best actress. Let's talk about the best actor and best actress who won. So best actor was Cillian Murphy. Makes sense considering that.
Killing it.
Well,
He's killing it.
Look at the other actors that also were in the leads as well. I feel like for everybody else, there was like no doubt that Cillian Murphy got it. He did an amazing job in Oppenheimer, being the main person, like leading the whole thing.
Yeah, and with his performance, you can see the internal struggle that he's feeling, the inner guilt that he's feeling as he's creating the bomb.
It's usually, I think, at the after the bomb dropped and stuff, because like he knows like after doing it that he becomes like what's it, the Prometheus or something, that quote that he said,
American Prometheus.
Yes, yeah, maybe the American Prometheus. He was pretty much like regretting everything, like you can see from that timeline and everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean is that's why his performance was so memorable, is that he can act with a wide range of emotions in this, where in the first half of the movie you see him as like taking charge, being the leader, like a genius leader, leading the whole thing. And then in the second half, when like his work actually succeeds, you do see like the emotional weight drop on him, like because of the guilt. And especially when you see like the eyes, especially how wide they are, like judging by the eyes alone, you can see like he is was not feeling good about this at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the other actors that were in for the nominations, like was it Mark Ruffalo? He was also a nominee for that. And then the other, I forgot the other actors and actresses, but nonetheless, I do believe like he ended up doing a great job becoming Robert Oppenheimer. And the fact that he did a great job, like portraying a person that literally just made a bomb that destroyed the world, to say.
Yeah, well, just like it destroyed the lives of many people, so he feels like so much blood on his hands.
Exactly. For best actress though, I had my money on Emma Stone and I won that. So,
and that was oh my god, that is what tied this whole thing. That's what tied the game.
Yeah. So like you wanted somebody else to get best actress.
I wanted Lily Gladstone because of the fact of how I feel she pulled off a stronger performance. Not just that, but also it would have made history because it would have been the first Native American actress to actually win an Oscar. So
that's maybe true actually,
because
she is
historical.
She is Native American, and the fact that the movie was reflecting around Native Americans, which don't really have much of the spotlight, to be fair.
Plus, as much as I love Emma Stone, I feel she's already got her dubs already in the past.
Well, she did win Best Actress, but that was like 7 years ago.
Like, you want someone new. No disrespect to Emma Stone, but yeah. I wanted Lily Gladstone to win, but I could see why Emma Stone won.
Annette Bening, Sandra Hüller, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and then Emma Stone. I just feel like she did an amazing job. And I think the other thing that also got me going for Emma Stone was the fact that she won the Golden Globe for it as well. So, like, if you're telling me that she won the Golden Globe, there's a chance that she'll probably win the Oscar. And I may have not seen Poor Things, but I've heard that she did an amazing job being in that movie. Like, it's supposed to be a comedy, but it actually is a good movie, to say.
Yeah, I will say that, I may not have been a fan of Poor Things, but it's definitely not Emma Stone's fault that, the writing just didn't work for me. Like Emma Stone's acting, I will say, was one of the stronger parts about it.
Yeah, and I would also want to bring up the other folks that were in Best Actor category: Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. I mean, he also did a great job in The Holdovers.
Like, I've seen Holdovers, so I would definitely say that if not Cillian Murphy, then Paul Giamatti would be my second choice.
He was there for that one too. I saw Paul Giamatti bring in like the Best Supporting Actress into the awards. Yeah, she did. Yeah,
and when she won, I saw Paul Giamatti crying at her emotional
because
speech,
like
it really was.
She did. I'm assuming she did a great job. I haven't seen The Holdovers, but
it's one of my favorite movies of the year. It is such a remarkable movie.
And also, I forgot Jeffrey Wright also did. Was also in American Fiction too. So there's that. Let's go to the supporting roles now. For the Best Actor in Supporting Role, that got to Robert Downey Jr. It's just great considering that he's not Iron Man anymore. He's now an actor.
Yes. Robert Downey Jr. winning this Oscar as Lou Strauss in Oppenheimer, it was so. It was definitely a moment for him because this proved that Robert Downey Jr. is more than just Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. can pull off some really outstanding roles outside the MCU. And I feel that with this win, he's going to get more roles and he's going to have a much more promising career ahead.
I mean, have you seen Ke Quan literally go to like a lot of things now after Everything Ever All at Once? Now he's in Kung Fu Panda 4. He's in Loki. So Robert Downey Jr. is probably doing more things. Not a Marvel thing, but maybe more movies coming up. Maybe a lead actor in some movie coming up,
Imagine this Robert Downey Jr. voicing in a DreamWorks animated movie.
Oh, my God. There's a chance, but I'd rather do something more for him anyways. Yeah. But Robert Downey Jr. did an amazing job as Strauss. He absolutely portrayed the man who was supposed to like betray Oppenheimer, and he did it really well,
Yeah, and the thing is that he was sort of a plot twist sort of character because in the first half you see Strauss being friendly to Oppenheimer. Sure, he had his criticisms towards how Oppenheimer did things, but Strauss was a team player in Oppenheimer's team. But then the second half, you do see how Strauss was working against Oppenheimer.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, in the first half, you're thinking, like, oh my God, he's an ally. But no, like, and when the bomb dropped and everything was pretty much all settled down, you see Oppenheimer and Strauss have that rivalry now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just more for Strauss getting that Congress seat, so.
Yeah, and because of these two amazing performances that both won the Oscar, for a reason. It's because their performances made the rivalry all the more engaging from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy they ended up winning both for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor. So they did an amazing job. Oppenheimer did an amazing job there. Sterling K. Other people that were in the supporting role for Best Actor. It's Sterling K. Brown, Robert De Niro. Ryan Gosling for Barbie. I would have gone that for second place, not gonna lie.
I would have gone for Sterling K. Brown for second place, to be honest, because Cliff's performance was his performance as Cliff in American Fiction was the strongest in the movie.
Oh, and then Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Again, I have to see Poor Things. I've been seeing like Poor Things has been doing pretty well when it comes to the other categories we're going to be talking about later. And then we go to the actress in the supporting role. We already said the winner. That was Divine Joy Randolph, who was in The Holdovers. You said you watched the movie. How impactful of a performance did she do in that movie?
Oh, she did remarkable. And especially her emotional scenes as well. They really do hit you hard. And especially the fact of how she's dealing with the death of a beloved one. And you do see how she is sort of like coping with it, while at the same time, she's this school cafeteria lady. She's trying to, keep things in order. And her bond with the other two main characters in the movie, Paul Giamatti's character and also the kid in Holdovers, was really legitimate. They had a legitimate bond.
Now, you said that you picked somebody else than Divine Joy Randolph. You picked Emily Blunt, actually.
Emily Blunt, yes, because I feel like Emily Blunt as Kitty. I feel like her performance pretty much really stood out, as Oppenheimer's girl, about how convincing.
Well, the thing is that she was with him throughout the making of the bomb, but there was another girl that also was with him as well.
Yeah, so it pretty much displayed how Oppenheimer is this womanizer, and you do feel like the emotions that she feels, like the emotional struggles and all that kind of stuff. But However, if not for Emily Blunt, Divine would have been like, a very, very close second.
Yeah. Jodie Foster for Naiad was also nominated. America Ferrera for Barbie. And then Daniel Brooks for The Color Purple. I picked Daniel Brooks because The Color Purple didn't get much nominations when it comes to the Oscars. And her performance there looked really amazing when I watched it. So that's why I picked The Color Purple. Looked really, really good.
Cool.
So yeah, those are the actors and actresses that won the Oscars. Let's go to more. Actually, let me go back to my notes here. So let's actually talk about the presenters that were over there. So we got presenters just like Octavia Spencer, Melissa McCarthy, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, Anna Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Steven Spielberg, Al Pacino, and a whole lot more. Which stood out to you the most when it comes to presenters?
What stood out to me the most when it comes to presenters is, I talked about this. First off, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Yes. So apparently they call it a reunion because according to what our friend Robert, who was also invited for the party, he said they were in this movie Twins.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know what.
I haven't seen Twins, but I do know that it stars the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
so that was supposed to be quote that reunion, but there's another reunion that also happened.
State Farm.
No. There's another reunion that also happened in that movie, but I don't think they planned that up.
Yeah, I don't think they planned it up, but which is why, in order to make up for it, they had actually 2 reunions this year, which were the Oscars and also that State Farm commercial.
No, you're not getting my point. There were supposed to be for that Twins movie. That's what Robert told me here. But who do they point out in the Oscars?
They pointed out in the Oscars Michael Keaton.
Exactly. So there was a Batman reunion too.
we have one thing in common. We tried to kill Batman.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they said. So you get to see Arnold Schwarzenegger literally say like, "Oh, he defeated me," and then you see Robert DeVito say, "How? By heat,
love."
And
I think the best part about it is that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, when they were seeing Michael Keaton, they're just like taunting him, like, "Oh,
I love that part.
You're a beak breaker."
Like, "Oh, I don't think we see the Batman here." And then Danny DeVito points him out, "Hey, he's right there," and it's Michael Keaton.
The best part of Michael Keaton, he's just like,
yeah, he does that because I think Michael Keaton didn't know about it either. So he's just like, "Oh, I'm Batman. I know I am Batman." I mean, you did see him in Flash Batman, okay? But yeah, he did that, and I'm like, yo,
oh my God.
I love that reunion. Oh my God. So
yeah, I didn't expect that they actually did that. When Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito came on stage, the first thing I thought was Twins, and the second thing I thought of was that State Farm commercial. I didn't think that they would put in,
Yeah. So
I didn't think that they were adding the Batman joke.
Yeah, they did, and I thought it was just pretty impromptu of them to actually say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the best animated feature, they did bring out Anna Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Anna Taylor-Joy was more towards Princess Peach for the Mario movie. Chris Hemsworth, he's just Thor. How do you like those presenters for best animated short and feature?
Yeah, so you've got so you pretty much got the Thunder God, and you got the Princess of the Mushroom Kingdom coming together to present the animated feature, and it looks like they were having fun with it. It's interesting to see Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth, given the fact of how they both are currently in projects that families can watch, like the Marvel movies and also the Mario movies. So I do see them work together.
I also do want to point out the fact for what Jimmy Kimmel said when he said which kid was the one that put up these nominees, and I'm like, this is not for kids, this is for everybody. Shut the hell up. Animation's for everybody, not for kids. God damn it.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro said it too last year. It's like animation is cinema, and animation is a medium that can be enjoyed by everyone, not just kids. It's not just a kids genre. So
right.
Yeah, it's one thing that kind of boggled my mind, to be honest.
Yeah. So they presented the best animated feature. Let's actually talk about the best animated feature, since we are the Animation podcast. We have to talk about the animation stuff in this particular Oscars. We both said Spider-Verse, but The Boy and the Heron won. Your thoughts when you heard that?
Yeah, the first thing I thought was that I was pretty shocked by this. Even after The Boy and the Heron won the Golden Globe, I was thinking to myself, Spider-Verse still does have that chance. Spider-Verse does still have the chance because there have been times where the Oscar winner and the Golden Globe winner have been different. You know, that it has happened.
I don't
before.
remember in particular because when Spider-Verse won, the first Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, they both won the Golden Globe and the Oscar.
There was this one year in which Missing Link won the Golden Globe and Toy Story 4 won the Oscars. So.
I'm assuming there was just more towards Disney being Disney. I don't know.
So that's what I mean when I say that sometimes it can differ, but for the most part, the Golden Globe and Oscar winners have the same results. But yeah, when I saw The Boy and the Heron one, I thought to myself, I'm not complaining about this whatsoever. Because number one, Hayao Miyazaki is the GOAT. You cannot compete against the GOAT, Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Number two, it's a win for Japan.
It's a win for anime fans. But if anything, anime won the Oscars because people need to watch more anime.
Anime won. And not only that, but not only is it the second anime movie to win Best Animated Feature, not only is it the second Hayao Miyazaki movie to win Best Animated Feature, but it's also the second 2D animated feature to win.
I guess so.
The first one being Spirited Away.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say just anime. It's just anything anime in that case.
So that's what I mean when I say like Hayao Miyazaki has a total of two significant wins in the Oscars.
He did, yes. And I just couldn't believe it too, because with all the things that was going on with Spider-Verse, you were expecting them to win. Like the whole story and everything for Spider-Verse was just out there, and it feels like from the animations, all the stills, and all the great things that makes Spider-Verse so great, it makes me think that it's going to win the Oscars. Like it won the Annie, it could win the Oscars. So I was thinking like maybe they're leaning towards the Annie win and looking into getting that win, but out of all people, like The Boy and the Heron kept on getting it, and I still have my state when it comes to The Boy and the Heron. It's not like the best film. Like it's visually stunning, that is one thing, but I didn't get story. The story came in like later on in the show, in the movie, because like okay, again, it's a boy who misses his mom. His mom fatally died in a fire, but I'm like, where's the point? Where's the point of the story that is gonna make it good? And that's actually later in this in the movie. It wasn't.
I mean, the point of the movie is that there is much more like to your life that you still have yet to experience. So while it is healthy to grieve over the loss of a loved one, it is important to look into the future. That was the point of The Boy and the Heron.
I get it, yes, but I still it took me a while to get it, to be fair. Like watching it a lot, and the story just never clicked until we get to see the end. While in the Spider-Verse, the story just goes along, that you actually follow along what's happening. And with all the action scenes that got animated and everything, I was thinking Spider-Verse definitely deserved it.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, Spider-Verse was my number one pick to win too. I was rooting for Spider-Verse all the way. If not Spider-Verse, give it to Nimona.
Nimona just had a low chance to me. It got nominated. That's one thing. That's great. But it had a low chance in my book. So
yeah, it was the underdog. So there was a part of me that kind of wanted Nimona to win, but for the most part, Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and again, you snub Suzume. It's Oscars. You're screwing everything up here.
You snub Suzume and Super Mario Bros.
Oh,
you snub both. You snub both.
No. Suzume deserves it. Mario Brothers does not. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Look what I'm wearing right now.
No. It doesn't deserve. Look at the other animated films. They're much better. They're much better wise. Okay. Even The Boy and the Heron was better than the Mario Brothers movie. Okay.
I mean, they are better. They're better constructed. The stories are better in those movies. But come on, you know how much the movie has a special place in my heart. Come on.
I know, but still,
you know how much I felt defeated.
It's not gonna happen. At least the Oscars kind of know when it comes to best animated feature, it is right there. laid it out in black and white, sir.
God, man, you're kicking man while he's down.
Well, it didn't get nominated, but I don't know. I thought it was an okay film. Remember, I said this before in a podcast episode. It was just an okay film. So let's actually go. Oh, let's go through the other presenters that also came in. Let's see. Octavia Spencer, Melissa McCarthy. I think that was the most cringe one, I believe.
Oh God, yeah. Octavia Spencer and Melissa McCarthy. I didn't laugh once.
So I don't even know what they were doing when it comes to the joke, because they said some Chip and Dale joke, and then after that they said read the prompter, and I'm like, what kind of things are you guys doing?
The problem with that is that the Chip and Dale joke dragged. The joke dragged on, and it defeated the purpose of trying to make it funny. It didn't flow well.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting one that they did. I don't know what they presented. Did you remember what they presented?
I honestly don't remember what they presented. I remember what most did, but I can't think of the top of my head, like, oh, what did they present? But
doesn't matter. It was something that was kind of cringeworthy, so that was one that we kind of wanted to point out there. Like, ugh. But how about the Best Picture presenter, Al Pacino?
Before we get to that, I want to also say there is actually one particular memorable presenter, and that is none other than John Cena.
Oh God,
John Cena!
Let's bring it up. No, let's bring that up. You want to bring it up right now?
We're bringing it up right now. So,
oh God.
So there's this joke in which Jimmy Kimmel tries to bring, because it's the 50th anniversary, in which a certain presenter came up to the Oscars, and then there's this naked guy called the Streaker who
no. There was a streaker that went through the that went through the stage, and we were kind of surprised about that too. There was apparently a streaker that just ran through the Oscars.
There was actually a streaker, and because it's the 50th anniversary, they wanted to have the streaker be like John Cena in this case. But then John Cena was hiding behind the curtain, and then Jimmy Kimmel was trying to get him out, and then John Cena was like, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this."
But here's the thing: the thing is, like, you have to present it anyways. But the thing is, like, he's still butt naked, and I do like the fact that he literally was naked in front of everybody, and they literally have a card just to cover his, area there.
Yeah, like they covered his private parts using like his
card,
and then of course costume design. He presents best costume design.
And I do love the speech that he was saying, like, costumes are important. Yeah, they are important because he was naked.
Because
okay, so I just never expected John Cena, out of all people, to come out like naked like that. And I do like the fact that, like, some people who love like wrestling have wrestling jokes, they literally said, like, why is that a floating card? I'm like, dude.
Like, I haven't watched much wrestling, so I don't really get the joke. But
no, it's supposed to be like, you can't see me,
Oh,
so
right.
that's the thing. Like
that's why you see jokes like, "Oh, I see a floating card."
Exactly. So it's just kidding me all the time, and I'm like, no. Nonetheless, I mean, like, balls out to him. I can't believe I said it. But he has the balls to actually go out there being butt naked.
You see, I kind of knew you were going to make that sort of joke there.
But he did. But he went literally out there naked. But I do love the fact that that card actually did prevent any, like, wardrobe malfunction happening. And then when he was trying to present it, I love the fact that, like, Jimmy Kimmel literally had, like, curtains for him to just get over with. So I think that was the best moment, I think, in the Oscars to me.
Yeah, that moment stood out to me, where when you go into the Oscars with little knowledge on the previous Oscars, you're gonna find it pretty cringy. But then when you look at it, when you look at it through contact lens of someone who is familiar with the Oscars, you'll grow to find it humorous.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, it's just great to see like all these presenters come out, and you just never expect things out of all people. I do want to bring there's other presenters like America Ferrera and Kate McKinnon. Do you remember what they said? They were doing some jokes here and there, where, like, apparently Kate McKinnon loves Jurassic Park. That he was presenting, like, he thought he was. There was a thing where, like, she was joking with the person who was, like, the main guy. What's his name? The old guy, the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
The guy from Jurassic Park.
The guy from Jurassic Park. Yes.
Yes, the guy with the with the glasses. I forgot his name, but Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. So you know him, like, he's famous in Jurassic Park. So when she was talking about Jurassic World and stuff like that, like, she loves the movie, and apparently she was, quote, sending nudes. But the thing is, like, she's not presenting it. She was not sending it off to Jeff Goldblum. She was sending it off to who? Steven Spielberg. So
you said
I do love the fact that, like, that Jurassic Park is a movie, right? Not Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is just a character. Then she points out, like, then who am I sending the nudes to?
Steven Spielberg, the director of Jurassic Park.
And the camera went to Steven Spielberg, and he just pointed at himself. So it's like, I do love the amazing, like, jokes that they have in the Oscars. So,
they're nice nods to past movies, as well as the jokes themselves are nods to previous movie franchises, movie installments, and relationships between the actors as well.
I'm just putting it out there. It was just like, I don't know. No matter what, they had jokes in the presenting. Sometimes they're just like straightforward presenting stuff. So like Michael Keaton presenting some award. Then there's also Steven Spielberg, who actually presented the Best Director to Christopher Nolan, who won Best Director that year.
Landmark moment.
And
moment.
FYI, Christopher Nolan finally gets his win because all the movies that Christopher Nolan got nominated, that one I think deserved it because that movie was just absolutely amazing. Considering like all the movies that he made, Inception, Interstellar, The Dark Knight Rises, those movies, you're thinking like, look, they're just okay. I thought Inception would be a great movie for him to finally get that director nomination, but that ended up not working out either. And now he finally gets it and wins it this time.
He should have won for The Dark Knight also, but yeah, he had many chances to win Best Director, but sadly he's been snubbed. He never got it.
I have a feeling since it's a superhero movie, it's the reason why he didn't get the Best Director.
Nonetheless, this time around, he actually got what has been a long time coming for him, and we celebrate it.
And we celebrate it for real. Like, congrats to Christopher Nolan for finally winning that.
Because we're huge Christopher Nolan fans, so it's not just the fact that we love Oppenheimer, but we've been fans of Christopher Nolan for a long time, ever since the Dark Knight trilogy.
And then we have to talk about like the best song because the Oscars did have presentations of the best song category, best song nominees from "It Never Went Away" from Jean Baptiste, "The Fire Inside" from Becky G, "While Was I Hey," a song for My People that was in "Kills of the Flower Moon," and then we have the two best songs that I believe, and they're all from Barbie. One of them was "What I Was Made For." Yes. That ended up winning the best
Billie
song.
Billie Eilish won best song.
And I think she was like speechless too when she actually won the award too.
Yeah, and her live performance in the Oscars, her performance in the song was as beautiful in the Oscars as it was in the movie itself.
So the movie was, well, here's the thing. The song was pinnacle to the movie because it was supposed to be like the moment why Barbie was made. That's the reason why Barbie was made for.
What was I made for?
Yeah, and then also like the whole lyrics, like flashing back to all girls who grew up with dolls like that. That just tells you like, oh my god, this is definitely a heartbreaking moment. Like I have friends who I was watching Barbie with, and they were tearing up in that moment. So it was impactful. Definitely impactful. I can
see why. It was such an emotional song. Yeah.
Yeah, and when she performed it to the Oscars stage, I was like, oh my god, it's great. It's great.
We still felt it.
But there was another performance that also happened in the Oscars for Ryan Gosling's "I'm Just Ken."
I'm just Ken.
Now I do love the choreography from everything. You also have like all the other Kens that were in the movie be a part of the show too, so you get to see Simu Liu out of all people. I remember there's that one guy from what was it? The one guy from Secret Invasion. He was also in that as well. So if anything, like they have all the Kens together. They're performing like it is. And of course, "I'm Just Ken" comes up.
You definitely felt that Kenergy when you...
The Kenergy.
You felt the Kenergy when you saw the performance. When you saw the performance, I'm going to say this right now. Out of the 5 song live performances, this one is my favorite.
Okay, so that was the best performance in the Oscars. Because if you see everybody else did their song and it wasn't like that impactful. Maybe Becky G's "Fire Inside" because it had like girls literally singing the same thing with her. But "I'm Just Ken" was the showstopper. And I believe like Ryan Gosling said like, hey, you might as well bring my Kens along because they were a part of the song, and hence the whole performance being like an amazing show.
It was spontaneous. It was passionate. They really went all out with the song. They kept the spirits so high. It was just you swore you were in a live concert, screaming your head off when you saw it.
I would imagine because I saw like when Ryan Gosling went down and actually put the microphone to everybody. Like I remember Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie singing the "I'm Just Ken" song. Yeah. But so Ryan Gosling went down to the stage, and then when he says "I'm Just Ken," and then like he puts the mic, and then they know the lyric too, so you get to hear like people singing as well. And then there's that one moment where like he literally like holds the cameraman and like drags him onto the stage. Do you remember that?
The cameraman got to be part of this too.
Exactly, yeah. So
I like how they include the cameraman.
I really do love the performance that Ryan Gosling did. That was definitely the best performance in the Oscars, but it didn't get the win for best song, unfortunately.
But I'm going to talk about a very special rock star appearance.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He was in there too.
Slash.
Yeah, that's right.
Slash. the guitars of Guns N' Roses to do the guitar solo for "I'm Just Ken."
I didn't know that he was gonna.
Awesome.
I didn't know he was gonna be a part of that. I was like, what? No, I remember like Robert got like hella stoked about it because he was a huge Slash fan. So yeah, I would imagine you were being a big fan of that too.
Slash is a legend. Like Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses rocks, and Slash is the main reason why. So it was a pleasant surprise to see Slash take part in this, and he does his role very well with his guitar.
Because all he's doing is just doing the whole like guitar riff of the "I'm Just Ken" song.
And he does a guitar riff. He really nails it to a T.
No, I think it's just a big surprise that he actually appeared.
Yeah, it was a. And he really blends well together with these Kens. Like, you can feel that Slash is a Ken too.
You think so?
I'm just Slash. Anywhere else? Huh?
Okay.
Just kidding. But yeah, needless to say, I'm Just Ken as a whole, the best live performance by far, is also my favorite song from Barbie. I was actually rooting for that to win.
Yeah, but you know what won? It was What I Was Made For.
What was I made for?
And FYI, I picked What I Was Made For. You picked I'm Just Ken. And I got a point for that. And I got a beard today. Yeah.
What could have been?
Yeah, what could have been? It could have been yours, but you picked differently on other things. So, all right. So let's actually go through the nominees. And let's actually like put our comparisons aside and see what we were thinking, because we did already announce like some nominations that won here and there, but let's actually go through it all and say what we believe is actually correct and wrong. So let's go to original screenplay that went to Anatomy of a Fall. You said you watched it. Do you think it deserved that original screenplay win?
Anatomy of a Fall definitely did. I felt that the script was really strongly written, and especially the fact of how you do see this murder case, and then you see the wife being the suspect, and you see all sides of this murder case being fully written and fully developed.
I picked Maestro because I think Maestro did an amazing job with Bradley Cooper just, working on it. And it was great to see, like, the movie. You have to check that out, by the way. It's on Netflix, so yeah. Cinematography that went to Oppenheimer, it made sense, right? I mean, cinematography-wise, it looked amazing, like, with all the scenes that they cut here and there.
And especially the fact that how, when they do the cinematography, they use no CGI at all. Like, the cinematography was very well handcrafted. They use no CGI at all, and it still looks beautiful.
Yeah, it definitely looks amazing, and I do love the fact that like no CGI, no animation was made ever. The only thing that had to be animated, I think, was just the bomb, because I would imagine they won't put a legit bomb out there, like a legit atomic bomb. Okay.
Yeah, no, we would all die if that was the case.
Like, exactly. Let's see. So I want to talk about three particular awards three particular awards that made us think, maybe this movie might win Best Picture. So we'll talk about costume design, that won by Poor Things. Production design, that won by Poor Things. And I forgot the other thing. I forgot the other one, but it also
makeup and hairstyling.
Yeah, makeup and hairstyling. That's also Poor Things. So when we heard those three got called 3 in a row, I was assuming that it might have a chance of winning Best Picture, but you were like on your hands and knees saying, "Don't make it win Best Picture."
I was more of a we'll wait and see what happens sort of thing, because just because it got nominated for the aesthetic categories doesn't necessarily automatically mean that it's going to win Best Picture, because keep in mind that there are movies that do win in those certain categories, or even most categories, and still don't get Best Picture. Let's look at Mad Max Fury Road, for example. That pretty much swept most of the Oscars except for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, Poor Things, like, now I haven't seen it, but it makes me want to watch it now, knowing the fact that, like, wow, costume design, is it just because of her big puffy dress and all the like things in the background that makes me think, oh my god, this looks so greatly crafted, that I make me want to see it? Because I was leaning towards Barbie, because you got the Barbie dream house right there. Barbie Land looks amazing with all the stuff that's going on there.
Yeah, honestly, for those categories, like production design and costume design, that was where I had to put my Oppenheimer bias aside and just say that Barbie is the best in terms of those categories.
Didn't even win makeup either. And that was won by Poor Things. And I'm like, Poor Things like dominated over Barbie on all three of those things.
Honestly, Poor Things makeup and hairstyling was the only category that I say, okay, Poor Things does deserve to win that, but the rest give it to other movies.
Okay, indeed, but like that's what happened in the Oscars. Unfortunately, I was thinking, well, then again, Emma Stone did win Best Actress for Poor Things, so there's that.
I mean, I had my own reasons for picking other nominees. Well, main reason because this, and also because, like I said, I've seen a couple performances for Best Actress that were stronger, in my opinion.
And the other thing too is like, I don't know what makes you hate Poor Things. Was it really like that bad of a movie?
I felt that the story was, poorly structured, and I do feel like there was an overabundance of explicit scenes that don't really serve a purpose to the story. And I feel like, I feel like there were some interesting things about the movie. Like there were some deep themes, but I feel like they could have been explored better.
I don't know. I have to see it. I know it's on Hulu, so I have to check that out now. Best sound went to Zone of Interest, which is an interesting idea. From the way I saw what the Zone of Interest is, it's supposed to be like some sort of household next to the border where Auschwitz is.
Yeah, the moment I saw that premise, I was thinking to myself, okay, I gotta put this on my queue and see it someday. This is a movie that I'm going to appreciate.
I would imagine like the sound being all eerie, like the fact that like, oh my god, they're like Jews being killed in Auschwitz.
And speaking of sound for Zone of Interest.
Wait, what?
And speaking of sound for Zone of Interest.
What do you mean?
Oh, so best sound went to...
That's what I said.
Yeah, best sound went to Zone of Interest. We were thinking Oppenheimer would win it.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, we were thinking Oppenheimer would win it. Yeah, I did say Zone of Interest won best sound.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, okay, Oppenheimer's gonna win because the sound of the bomb. Zone of Interest, I want to see like how did they nail the sound? Like what makes it best sound winner?
I'm thinking just because of like making it eerie. It's supposed to like make the theme of the song, make the theme of the movie eerie, make it like scary, intense. So the sound, like I have to watch the film myself. I would imagine me like being in like my hands and knees, wondering like, is there another Jew getting killed? Yeah,
it could be, and yeah, it's not going to be pleasant to see, but it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Imagine a household hearing the fact that something bad is happening on the other border. I'm just saying.
So I had to check out Zone of Interest to see like what in particular makes it the best sound winner.
Yeah. Original score that went to Oppenheimer. It made sense. I mean, Oppenheimer definitely had like great sound and all, so there you go.
Ludwig is masterful in terms of his composing.
Yeah. So we skipped on live action short film, but I do want to just give it out for those that care. Live action short film, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. That was a Wes Anderson short film, by the way. So
and it's the first win that Wes Anderson got, his first Oscar, and it was for a short.
He needs a feature film eventually. Best animated short film went to War Is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko. There's that. Best documentary feature film went to 20 Days in Mariupol, which reflects the Ukraine-Russia war right now. Documentary short film, The Last Repair Shop, which is I think is supposed to be a haircut salon. Best international film. I mean, come on, Zone of Interest makes sense.
Well, yeah, any movie that is nominated Best Picture will automatically win international film.
Yeah. Film editing goes to Oppenheimer. So it kind of makes, like I said, they picked the right scenes and the right sound to work all together to make like a film that, just makes it impactful. I didn't pick that because I was thinking like, really skipping scenes here and there from one side to another. It'll make a person confused, when you're watching the film.
Confused at first, but then when you watch the second half, it all comes together.
Exactly, yeah. So I was looking at like back in the beginning where it's like, wait, young Oppenheimer and then Strauss when he's older. Wait a minute, he's old, young. What's going on? That kind of like threw me off there for a sec. So, but yeah, you picked, I think, Oppenheimer for film editing, so that won that. And we have to talk about visual effects because out of all people that won best visual effects, that went to Godzilla -1. So.
Yes, let's go. Yes, that was one of my favorite wins. First of all, another victory for Japan.
Oh, indeed, yeah. So I don't know. So Japan is doing a great job this Oscars because of the anime side and now the Godzilla side. So
between this and The Boy the Heron, Japan is winning big.
And we both picked Godzilla -1 because I think we were just wanting like Godzilla because the fact that all these visual effects that they had when it comes to having Godzilla come up and destroy cities like that,
Oh yeah, and the way they the way they create Godzilla himself is just so masterfully crafted because the visual effects they do with a low budget. Keep in mind, like, this was a budget that wasn't even that high, and so they had to work with the money that they were lent to, like they were handed to, and with that, they actually managed to make it work without any of the high budget CGI or anything like that. And so that's what made Godzilla all the more convincing.
And the other thing too is that I do love the fact that everybody who worked on Godzilla Minus One was there. And what's funny is that they actually had like Godzilla figures with them.
They had Godzilla toys. That was the best part, is that they had Godzilla toys with them.
They did, and I believe they didn't expect themselves to win. So when they won the Oscar, they were like, yeah, they're all cheering with their like Godzilla toys with them. And I'm like, yo, this is sick. I didn't know that was a pretty exciting time for them.
Yeah, I think this opened doors to the future Oscar ceremonies in which the crew is going to bring toys of the movies they worked on.
It's more towards like we're now having more a little bit of diversity here. Now we're getting to see Japan getting more represented in the Oscars. I mean, last year you had Everything Ever All at Once, which is pretty much an Asian film. I mean, Asian actors and actresses that were in the film pretty much won, and I was like, wow, we are absolutely winning it here. And the Oscars this year was no exceptions, considering that we had an anime win and we had an international film win from Japan. So yeah.
So the diversity is still going on strong with the Oscars, and I'm really proud of that.
Exactly. So that's one thing that was kind of great about the Oscars. Like, get some Japan wins there. Congrats to them. But the obvious thing that we want to talk about now is the Best Picture, and we already know who won. It was Oppenheimer that won the Best Picture.
Let's go, baby! Woo!
So I think it was a no doubter. That Oppenheimer. God damn, you brought the Blu-ray too.
Yes. Look at this. You got a 7 Oscar champion right here. Let's go, baby! Boom.
So we both predicted it that Oppenheimer was going to win, because when you look at the other like nominees, I don't think it had a chance to me.
Yeah, because when you look at the Oscars that Oppenheimer won prior to Best Picture, you look at Best Supporting Actor, you look at Best Actor, you look at Best Cinematography, you look at the more important categories, and you think to yourself, okay, that means that Oppenheimer has a secure win.
I don't want to say secure, because the other thing too is like something can come out of the bloom. I couldn't say secure because of that. But what kind of made me had like a pretty much a secure lock was the fact that Christopher Nolan won Best Director, and usually what happens is that whoever wins Best Director wins their best film. So when that happened, I was like, I think Oppenheimer won. Yeah. And it did. So there you go. Because the thing is like, look, there's a lot of other movies that still ended up being great. Barbie, the Holdovers, Past Lives, Poor Things. You know, these other movies still ended up like becoming successful, and you're thinking maybe out of all people, Poor Things might win Best Picture, or Holdovers might win Best Picture, you know? So that's why in my mind I was thinking like, oh, maybe these other categories, these other nominees might actually have a chance. I mean, there's 10 nominees, dude. No, you can't really call it a secured win yet.
And what I mean by it is that Oppenheimer has the highest chance, is what I mean.
It's just because they won a lot of Oscars? Is that why?
It's because they won a lot of the important ones, like director, actor, supporting actor. I said it has the highest chance. What I mean by secure is that it's the highest chance of winning. Not saying 100%, but I'm saying like it's a
yeah. I'm just saying like, yeah. Don't confirm it immediately. I was like, wait, not now. There's still other movies have other chances to also win too. I would be shocked if Poor Things won, and I'll be like, wow, in your face, Sabine.
I would have. Yeah, it would have been kind of a shock for me. Let's just say it right now.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say this though, like, there's some other movies that kind of like shock us from a bit here and there. I mean, like for example, there's one year that won, that we never expected them to win, like Lady in the Blue. Yeah, sorry, the beast guy and the girl thing. I don't know what movie that was. Lady in the Water. No, not
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Yeah, Shape of Water. There you go. And that won Best Picture, and I think people didn't expect that.
Yeah, that is true. Where there are some Academy Awards in which there is an unexpected upset to come out. So
that's what I'm saying. Like there could be a possibility of that. Spotlight won Best Picture one year. Argo, I think, was also an upset to me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, there were just a bunch of options out there, but I was kind of like firm. We both predicted it too. We were kind of saying like we were firm with it. Oppenheimer was going to win. I was just absolutely stunned with the movie and how it was. That's why I was like, it got to win. It has to win.
But let me just say that Oppenheimer deserved a much better Best Picture declaration. We're going to talk about that right now.
Yeah. How do you feel about Al Pacino just presenting? Because we were kind of thinking like, wait, this was it? But here's the thing I also saw, like, in his recent comments. He said, like, they just wanted to get it out of the way. You already saw the candidates in the show. So what's the point of actually showing them again?
Because it's for tradition purposes. Because in the previous years, they've pretty much announced all the categories for all the nominations for Best Picture. They still do it with such passion. They did with such enthusiasm, along with the score and the orchestra and all that stuff. Al Pacino, the way he did it, I don't know whether like he was tired or maybe he had a little too much to, drink and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know what was up with Al Pacino. And even like I would imagine the orchestra and the chorus, like they were probably confused as to what was going on. They were probably like, wait, well, what's he doing? Is he announcing it yet?
I think everybody was confused considering like he just presented it, literally took off the paper and said Oppenheimer.
He just took off the paper and just spoiled it.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And I think everybody was confused. It's like Oppenheimer won, and then like I think they slowly went up and said we won, like, But no matter what, they won. Oppenheimer did win. So.
Oppenheimer did win, and we still celebrate it.
Exactly, and I know you were celebrating it hard.
Yes.
You weren't like obviously that cheerful, considering that it was like a slow way of cheering, because Al Pacino kind of ruined the show there.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Al.
Yeah, and he's a great actor himself. I don't know why he ended up like doing that.
Of course, he's a great actor. He's Michael Corleone.
Yeah, so I don't know why he ended up being like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I expected better from such a legendary actor like Al Pacino.
I'm assuming probably he was tipsy or something like that. But he said he defended his word, saying like the producers wanted the show over with. That's why they wanted to go fast and just said the winner is that.
Even so, I felt like even with getting it over with, even with doing it the fast way, they still could have made the Best Picture announcement more powerful, more meaningful. There is a way to do it while getting it over with.
Exactly. But then again, who knows what happened? Only time will tell what they will say when it comes to like the Oscars and stuff. But let's just think about the Oscars overall. I think it was just a fun night. Me and you hanging out with other friends and your family, talking about like the best films and everything, and make us all think like we should obviously watch these films too. Because I didn't watch all of the Best Picture nominations. I should have done that. So I can at least get a little bit of a mindset of like who I'm going to be voting for when it comes to the Oscars. But no matter what, it was fun. I think they did a really good job pulling off the show. It wasn't one of the best, considering like some of the presenters kind of like butchered it here and there. But no matter what, we ended up actually tying in our pool. We ended up getting beer tonight.
Thanks a lot, Emma Stone.
But hey, what's wrong with Emma Stone? She's a great actress.
I'm saying if Lily Gladstone had won instead, you could have watched me drank the beer.
Well,
but
the thing was, if anybody else would have won besides Emma Stone, then you would have won.
I still would have won. Yeah. If anyone else Emma Stone like had won, you would have declared me the winner. But you know what? I'll take a tie.
Yeah, take the tie. Lose. I mean, hey, we're celebrating the Oscars together. I'm already finished my beer, to be fair.
We didn't lose, so we cheers to that.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't lose. What were your thoughts overall on the night of Oscars?
My thoughts overall when it comes to the this Academy Awards, it's definitely one of the better ones that I've watched. It does have some flaws here and there. It's not perfect, obviously, but the stuff that gets right, I felt that they really did get it right. One thing I forgot to mention also is the way that Jimmy Kimmel pretty much paid respect to the crew. The crew that was behind the scenes while doing the Oscars. I like how he presented them on stage so that the audience can clap and recognize the work that they do. That's really awesome. And also the fact that the Oscars also presented, honored the stunt performers. Because the stunt performers...
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt was, putting some props out to the stunt performers. And FYI, I think they're promoting their new movie, by the way. the Fall Guy. If you've seen the trailers.
Oh yeah, they are.
I know they were promoting a movie out there. I'm like, oh, cool marketing by talking about stunt performers, and Ryan Gosling is a stunt performer in that movie.
Yeah, hence why it made sense that Ryan Gosling would present it.
Well, and Emily Blunt.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, the stars of Fall Guys. So.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they were doing some sort of self-promotion there. I mean, it's kind of the same thing what Elizabeth Banks did when it came to cocaine beer.
Yeah. So yeah, I really do like that the Oscars pretty much express appreciation and thanks to, people outside the actors, directors, writers, and all that stuff. Like even more people that worked on the more movies, like the crew members and the stunt performers.
Yeah, you just reiterated your point there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth repeating.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, Oscars was definitely a fun night. Definitely one of the better Oscars than 2021. Yeah.
The less said about that, the better.
So if anything, I won't compare 2021 to this. This is definitely way 100 times better than what happened that year. To be fair, that was a pandemic year, so yeah.
Well, yeah, it does make sense why it didn't bode so well then. So
exactly. So I mean, I'm just putting it out there. It was a really good show. So congrats to the Oscars. Congrats to those that won an Oscar this year. The next show that we're gonna be doing is the KCA. Oh no! But to be fair, the KCA is coming out in July. What are your thoughts on that? By the way, having it in July this time.
I was pretty surprised by the KCAs announcing that they were going to do this in July. But then the more information that I've learned that goes on Nickelodeon, the more I thought, okay, I can see why they went with that move.
Yes, because of SpongeBob's 25th anniversary. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why? Come on, Nick. Come on. You can't just be all about SpongeBob. Jesus Christ.
They're called I call them SpongeBob.
Yeah, I would imagine it being the KCAs presented by SpongeBob. We could be like that. I don't know.
My gosh.
Yeah, Nickelodeon is just starting to go downhill. Again, we've been talking about Nickelodeon, and we have a movie coming out next week that we have to discuss as well, by the way.
Yes.
Presented by Nickelodeon as well, so there's that.
Let's just say that it stars a big familia.
Oh yeah, well I mean we know we're talking about this, so yeah. Next week is gonna be fun. We can't wait to talk more about that certain movie. But again, we have more things to talk about animation wise next week. But that's it for our Anination podcast episode tonight. Thank you all for checking us out here on YouTube. Make sure you follow us here on YouTube. Hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell button so you'll be notified when we'll be on. We have live shows every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. So please hit that bell so you'll be notified when we'll be on, and just remember that time. And also follow us on Instagram and X. Those are our social media sites. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, let me just say that it's been really fun talking about the Oscars, and yeah, if you want to follow us, then yeah, check out our social medias. Not just that, but also check out our YouTube page, because yeah, we got plenty more stuff coming. We got plenty of.
I just said that.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it for us here. Thank you very much for checking out the Anination podcast. We'll see you guys next week. So see you guys then.
You're here. Have a good day.
Let's see. Ending soon. There we go.